So, as I begin recording, the Hammer Strike have departed Druvenholm after stopping a goblin siege, forging great weapons of war and crafting a legendary item. Now they're on their way towards the Ironsgate Wall that borders the Morbog, a forsaken land of death and decay. Until they get to the wall, Dejar, a Naga wizard, under the employ of the Black Hand, has joined them. Along the way, Dejar spoke to Velum about Balthazar and what she encountered on her hunter's test when joining the Hunter's Keep. Omens about Balthazar supposedly going mad. Grunker had a special bed made for him, made of metal and chainmail, lest he inadvertently burst into flames in his sleep again. Later on, that day you found a lone, ruined watchtower, with which Arngrim found to be from the times of the Greenskin Wars, a conflict centuries past when the Silver Kingdom was near completely wiped off the map by a massive invasion force of goblins and hobgoblins, by orders of the Hobgoblin King, the Goblin King himself. You explored this tower, found a number of useful items, including a scroll of Golder's Tower, and a number of large-sized casks of ancient ale, to which much effort was expended in trying to get them out from the tower's basement. Unfortunately, only one of which turned out to be of any use. Regardless, you came together and constructed the Flagon Wagon, a large-sized cask on wheels of silver and metal that could attach to the back of the steam hammer. After all, it's criminal to let so much ale go to waste. Later in the next few days, it turns out that Sal missed her birthday, and you all got together one evening to celebrate it, and she discussed her family, where she was from, her background, why she fled the empire of the Celestial Dragon. Then the subject of her supposed crimes came up, of which she was insistent that she was framed for. Arngrim imposed a zone of truth on the tent, and questions were proposed. And things grew a bit darker when questions were posed to Dejar, the newest accompaniment of the group. Under the zone of truth, she revealed to the party that of the nature of the Black Hand. With a casting of the Encode Thoughts cantrip, she imbued a special memory crystal with those thoughts and tossed it into the fire. And as it shattered, it projected those memories into a visual medium for all to see. It depicted a conversation between Balthazar and Dejar, and then depicted a tall mind flayer emerging into view, an Ulithrid some of you were briefly familiar with during your time in the Deep Dark. Supposedly, this Ulithrid's name is Vulosh and is allied with Balthazar. Through this alliance, Balthazar has apparently seized control of much of Cliffspire and projected some of the Black Hand's power into the Silver Kingdom's military forces. Through an alliance with Hefsut, he has seemingly, according to Dejar, bribed some nobles with Nioban gold to keep quiet and do favours for the Black Hand. Also, according to her, he has also discussed a supposed alliance with Elizabeth von Dragul upon her resurrection, the most infamous and feared vampire countess in history. In addition, Dejar told of death cults beneath the Black Hand Manor, and the disappearances of dissenters from the streets of Cliffspire. Worst of all, through this apparent alliance with Vulosh, the thought was proposed that perhaps the High King himself may be under their sway. The overruling of local jurisdictions by royal decree in the Black Hand's favour, curfews imposed, allowing the Black Hand to control where the King's troops mobilise. With this worrying notion fresh in your minds as you went to sleep, While Arngrim may or may not be somewhat resistant to this idea, he stayed awake for the rest of the night. A lone thought playing in his mind of that vision he had, of the silver crown tarnishing, rusting, darkening, and melting. Perhaps this is what it meant, and it may have indeed been an omen by the ancestral pantheon. So, as we arrive the next day, the sun rises and peeks in through the tent. Hammers strike. What would you all like to do?
I don't really know.
Gurk is gonna check if he's on fire.
You awaken in your metal pot. Yeah, your metal grill-like bed. There is no singeing. There is no heat damage. Your clothes are still intact. Apparently, you have not been set alight during the night.
How nice.
Yara will go do her morning meditation.
Okay.
Let's go do her morning
join
practice.
against religion.
And everybody got morning stuff.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm sad.
I'm currently trying to picture something. Like, does Grunka like spontaneously catch fire at times?
I mean, he doesn't know. He was asleep.
No, I mean like just at random times, like a small ember will start on top of his head or something.
Oh, I don't think
Like
it's that
St.
bad.
Elmo's fire, kind of like just a lick of flame will run across him or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. Yeah.
You've not
You don't think?
with your passive perception, Saoyund, you've not seen anything that would indicate such so far.
Yeah. I don't like the sound of that so far.
That's concerning because of the so far, but alright. I do know one thing Sao would do. To her, she would lay out a base thing for her plans for today while they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a list of small projects she's going to be working on. That including, as I asked beforehand for the session, the pistol.
Yes.
A smaller weapon that is a little easier to use indoors than, you know, an arm's length you swing around with of a rifle. As well as bullets.
Bullets. All right. So you need to make the runes for those, yeah?
The bullets I've already been working on since I rolled.
All right.
Have 10 days worth of crafting to do to make mithril bullets. Next set of bullets I want to make are going to be sanctified. For that I need 100 gram. But all in due time, I still have like 2 days left worth of crafting for the bullets.
Okay. So, does anyone want to do anything before we move over to travel time?
Liska is going to approach Grunka.
Oh.
And, you know,
Okay.
well, I guess she's going to call over, well, when they're eating breakfast.
Yeah.
How about that? And they're all grouped together. She's going to look between Sable and Grunka and be like, so, Sable, I know that the metal is not supposed right, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Vellum, whenever, like, I know the metal is not supposed to melt, but if it gets really hot, wouldn't it still burn or start fires? Do you want to put the rock down and then have the grill on top? Sorry, the bed on top.
Well, I mean, it's got stilts to make sure that he's focused on a point. We just got to put it where it's not going to burn, but can do it that way, yeah.
Okay. I just know that metal can get very, very hot, and things just happen to catch on fire around it.
Sal gives a look up and a thoughtful sort of gaze towards Vellum. How did you attach the legs?
It's all in the. It's the same sort. Sorry, out of character. I'm still trying to get my brain. It's all basically one piece. If that makes sense.
Okay, it's a small point here. When metal is heated up repeatedly, it gets weaker.
I've accounted for that.
I'm just saying, maybe the rock as a base might actually be a solid thing.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, but kinda.
Well, I've had it then.
Okay. And plus, you know, Granka, it gets you closer to rock.
Yeah. Smells very squeaky.
I can only imagine, she says as she sits there in full metal armor. Yeah, okay. Then's good. Then I feel that my carrying of rock has been justified.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. She gives him finger guns. She doesn't, but but she just like gives a nod, and then goes back to eating.
All right.
That'll be it for me.
What is Sal doing right now?
Besides eating breakfast, later she's gonna return to her little work part area of Vellum's cart, because it's one of the few places where she can actually tinker when Vellum is not there.
Okay then. The yard during breakfast will ask hey Sal, do you have a moment of your time later? I would like to talk with you.
There's a hesitant look before she just sort of nods. Usually I'm in Vellum's cart doing my own stuff, but sure, we can do it after breakfast.
Okay, thank you.
And I presume at some point breakfast is finished.
Yeah.
As you pack away your dishes, finish your breakfast for the morning, and preparations are being made to once again head off for the meantime. And you are eventually approached by Deja.
All right, Miss Sal. Look.
One, don't call me Miss. I'm not that old.
Fair.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Well, for my honestly blurting without thinking much, reckless of me, I want to apologize for that. First and foremost, I had planned to talk with you alone before doing that, but, well, here we are.
So we are.
I'm not sure on your position of this. You who probably, along with Vellum and Brunka, who's been with the Black Hand longer than I have. conflict of interest, maybe. My straight tongue is not good.
Do you speak demonic?
No, I've been meaning to learn it, but that's neither here nor there.
Do you speak Orcish?
No.
Common it is then. Do your best to concise your question into a single phrase. Because you talk a bit here and there, and then I'm not following. So,
Okay. Feelings right now?
how I'm feeling? I'm conflicted, I'm hesitant, I feel rather torn. However, when I'm usually feeling like this, I bury my head in my projects until I can get a clear sense of myself.
He's rubbing your chin at the moment, trying to think. Feelings about me thus far?
I like that you're here, because you're currently an asset to what we do. That, and you're, first and foremost, a skilled arcane caster, which, frankly, I'm a bit lacking on that department. We have Divine from Arngrim, and we have practical force, shall we say, from both Willem and mostly Liske. Gronka, I would argue he's the raw force. You're an asset to, the diversity we have, especially for where we're going.
Fair. He's biting her nail right now out of nervousness.
Personal thoughts on you? I'm not sure where to place you. Everything you've told and done so far has put me in a conflicted position. I would like to trust you very much with what you say, but I need time to process.
As a given.
I do have a question for you.
Shoot.
Where do you think I lie? Within all, There are no wrong answers, just...
He's thinking for a moment. This is a rough guess, but concerned ally for the events that unfold. Lost, maybe?
I've already made my mind up about what to do with the Black Hand. I won't share it just now.
No.
But
That's fine. It's not for me to know.
well, it will eventually be. But that is neither here nor there. In due time, I will share, but for now, let's keep a bit of a focus.
pauses for a moment, like he's trying to remember something. Snaps the fingers. Venom told me you two were looking up something about metals.
Yes, Oricalos. That's what we came to know.
Ah. Did y'all know of this? More intimately than what the book suggests, but
There are so many things going on with the world around me that I will be real, the more I read about it, the more I'm, well, lightly confused. Yes, Janner, I know. I said the name of the city instead of the metal.
Okay, go ahead.
The yard has a ally of sorts that may help you with
If you say
that
this ally
regard.
is a hag, I'm going to shoot you here and now.
He just laughs. No, 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 no. He's a arcane user like me.
Okay.
You know of the he thinks for a moment. You know of the Maroon Palace, yes?
I do not. I'm not well versed with current geography of Nayland.
It's not Mayland. It is in Ragnarok.
The place where the demons come from, yes?
Yes. Specifically the Dominion of Indulgence.
Ah. That would be where Balthasar is from.
Yes. But
That explains the name and his, style. And Sao does a slight gesture with both hands, like, it's not like a fruity style of hand gesture, but it's clearly,
flamboyant.
yeah.
The Maroon Palace is in. Now, help me with this gander real quick. I have character. The Maroon Palace is in the center of
It's
Indulgence.
it's in the northeastern portion of Ambrosia, which is the capital of the Dominion of Indulgence.
Okay, then. Yeah, that. The jar will say that. He is an archivist.
Alright.
How I came to meet her was through a job through the Black Hand.
Alright. Now, the point being,
He is
I'm
someone.
not trying to be mean, but like you have a habit of.
I know.
laboring.
I'm getting to it. He is someone that would greatly help you in the search for that city.
Interesting. Next person you might want to talk to about this would be Vellum, though I wouldn't call him exactly book smart.
Yeah.
He's more practically experienced with smithing than reading up on it. Which I found out I wouldn't say hard way, but the annoying way. Man never used a library of sorts, let alone research.
Interesting fellow.
Very.
In any case, give me like 2 minutes because I'm looking up on my notes.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, need time to think. Shall we hop over to someone else if you need some time there?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, what's everyone else doing? I know Liska's done her bit. Vellum, what are you doing?
For the time being, Vellum is taking some time to think in his wagon,
Okay,
considering the bombshell that was dropped last night.
entirely fair.
We can go to Margrim. We
Yeah.
can also go to, like, cutting away in the midst of conversation is its own thing. Sometimes y'all can just end a conversation. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to end on a poignant note.
We could go to Angrim if Atlas wants that.
He is muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, am I being talked to?
What's Angrim doing right now? If
I'm
anything.
making my holy water for my trip to the Undead Lands.
All right, fair enough. Just
This is
easy.
gonna watch because she's interested in how the fuck you make holy water.
Yeah.
It's just like, what makes it different than normal water? I don't
You
understand.
boil the hell out of it.
Oh, dude, like,
Oh,
you can't poke a hole in water.
First you have to heat up a pair of blacksmith's tongs, and then you dip it in water, and it's holy water. You kind of have to do a thing where you coat the tongs with a little bit of silver and say a prayer as a sacrifice to the ancients, but it's mostly about the tongs.
So it's just like, it's the water you get after cleaning your tongs?
Well, no, it's more ceremonial, like bathing a sword in the blood of your enemies to sort of establish dominance over a weaker army.
Oh.
They do that in Ragnarok, right?
No, we just tend to kill them and leave them. Just, she kind of motions to herself. We're kind of intimidating enough.
This is true. I am about at knee high, so it would be a very much an uphill battle. As he kind of like throws his fists up.
Okay. I mean, the idea of like holy is kind of odd to me. What will this do? Like, why are you doing this?
Well, this is very painful to the most vile and undescribable of creatures, often those without a soul or a very twisted one, like reanimated corpses. Since that's really a thing where we're going, I decided, I want to stockpile a few vials, make sure everybody have some, and what you can do is you can just grab it, you can shake it up, and you can throw it at the fucker, and it explodes in blue flame. It's not real fire, but it looks like fire.
Interesting. So can anyone dip tongs into water, or is it like a specific thing?
You kind of have to learn how. Those twats across the ocean have their own way, and they got little Barney perfume holders that they use, and they bless things in different ways, but it's very much a ritual and a bit of magic that actually goes into it. You do have
magic.
to be able to use some type of divine spells.
Well, that's not me.
No,
The
that's
only
okay.
divinity I have is in, the battle. So she just kind of shrugs.
Now I have the mental image of just getting a bunch of these and tying them down to the end of a club. So that way every time you smack somebody, one explodes in their face, sending holy water and glass into their eyes.
What if we coated my hammer in sponges? And that way, every time it hits, it's like a little bit of holy water every time,
It's a little bit wider. Oh, I could do something like, do you know that there is a porous rock called a sponge rock? If I had a thin coating on the end of that, it would... Get back to me. Just get back to me. I'll
Okay.
work on something.
This guy gives a nod, looks like she's about to try to pat Arkham on the back, and then just kind of go like she's gonna pat him on the head, and then just think better and just be like, "Yup," and then just turn and walk away.
Alright, I'm gonna turn a bunch of steel into silver so I can do this. That'll be a few hours.
Alright. So, Black Spice, you good to,
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
All right. You may have to contact her through the Shaman Mantle, the library, in Tanza. You can contact her there. At least through one of the librarians. You know someone there. He may give you hints on where, not the exact location, but maybe trying to find it. Mentioning my name will help. Also, Glacier Borealis. Mention that name as well.
Glacier Borealis. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask a question you probably missed. What's her name?
Repeat that again. Sorry.
What's this person's name?
Oh.
Your friend at the Maroon Palace.
Oh. Ida. Sorry.
Okay. Ida. Glacier Borealis. I'll make a note of that.
Good. She's putting her hands on her head, just like. Was rough.
You're not very used to social interactions, are you?
No, I am not. I've been learning. I've been basically learning as I go.
Good call, but let me give you a piece of advice. It's okay to fuck up.
Wish someone told me that months earlier.
Look, you learn from experience, rarely do you get rich.
He has a smirk on her face.
Trust me, I've been playing with gunpowder. I know.
Yeah, I'm used to bounty hunting with. He stops for a second. My husband.
And I can see where this is going.
Look, I used to have my husband. He's still alive. Hopefully.
There it is.
I'm looking for him. At least I have an idea where he's at. Problem is, I can't get there.
You're a wizard.
No,
Not
no,
a king caster.
Okay, let me put it this way. The place where I want to go to get my husband is literally a death sentence for me. Have you?
That was not where I was going, but okay. I was mainly gonna say I am pretty sure there are spells where you can cry or locate creatures. Knowing it's your husband, you would have a great familiarity with him, so maybe you can pinpoint a better location than just you think you know where.
Worth a shot.
Everything is worth a shot unless, you're almost guaranteed that it will blow up in your face. And so just sort of looks over to a half-assembled bullet.
Okay. Give me at least 1 minute.
I can give you an hour. I'm not going anywhere.
No, yes, okay. She's going to... Almost looks like she's meditating, and that scar on her forehead, it might have some, I think, magical motifs on it. I don't know, crystal motifs a little bit, waving, watching, using it. Jander.
Yes.
Yara would like to try and use scrying to find the exact location of her husband.
Oh
She has
shit.
that ability now.
Surprised she hasn't tried that already.
That's kind of what I was hinting at.
Big brain, not wisdomous.
Okay then. Right. So what's the DC for that?
I think
You are
it's-
trying to find a familiar target.
Yes, and I imagine Tajal will be intimately familiar with her husband.
Yes.
Intimately, I
Yes.
hope.
Yeah.
If they're not, then that probably explains a
What's
lot.
the what's your spell save DC, Tajal?
15. If I'm looking at 15.
Okay then. All right. You. The scarring of your eye on the forehead begins to sear into your flesh, and you feel your vision go dark for a moment. And as your vision once again coalesces, soaring through the clouds, dark greenish clouds. You look below, you see a vast expanse of sickly yellow sand beneath your vision. You look over to one side and you see off in the distance a tall ivory tower. You see another ivory tower. More structures as a large palace reveals itself. And upon closer inspection, you see this palace. It's made entirely of bone. Your vision flashes, and you find yourself in a dimly lit cellar of sorts, made of sandstone. You see, huddled up in one corner of what looks like a cell, dressed in nothing but rags, a familiar figure. He is thin and malnourished, but he's alive. Your husband, a satyr. In your vision, cuts away, and you come back to the forest.
He has a very disturbed, disgusted look on her face. Ugh. Great.
The fact you're not breaking down and crying right now tells me that your husband is alive, but your face tells me, you know.
Well, it's bad enough that I've seen where he's at. I've heard of the place, but to actually see it, he almost like gags. Face full of bones, a structure made of bones, not just any bones. Would I've character Gander, do you know those were Naga bones?
It was difficult to make out any details from that distance, plus the restrictions of the spell itself. But
Okay then, so
it's most certainly some sort of bone.
okay then. But a structure of bones surrounded by sickly yellow clouds and sands.
Sounds like
And
you're
time.
in for it.
Oh boy. I an idea where he might be, but that gives me hope. That's enough for now. Just
Again, you are a wizard. You have options
Okay.
that I don't.
true. Sometimes I forget it. I am an arcane user.
Maybe you should get your head out of the books for once and practice a bit more. And Sal sort of does the elbow budge thing.
A genuine laugh erupts. I guess so. Okay, then you know what? I got time to kill. He's going to, let's see. Time being.
Twice?
He'll be practicing.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm here. He'll be practicing at least just between her fingers and no intended target. Trying to hold the firebolt spell at least. You know, starting with the basics.
Right. So you're just kind of channeling the energy of the spell, not really targeting anything, just kind of trying to weave it between your fingers. Okay.
Sal,
Yes.
Sal sort of raises a finger. Could you do without fire here? And Sal warily looks over to her gunpowder project.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanna practice and, do stuff, that is fine by me, but know your surroundings, okay?
Right. You know what? I could possibly use that spell then instead. Probably gonna just use telekinesis for right now.
Okay.
On just random objects.
Okay.
A lot safer.
Kind of cast it, kind of pick up a stone, kind of concentrate it up for a bit, like Anakin using the Force. Luke using the Force in Star Wars. So you spend your time doing that for the morning, and
Preferably outside the carriage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You spend your time for the morning doing that, kind of packing up your things before you start heading off for the morning. Or at least, some of you are kind of crafting for a couple hours. So I'll say, so it's about late morning, midday before you actually head off. All right. Anyone want to do anything else, or should we do it on the road?
Probably do some on the road stuff, but do tell us how long so we can keep track of stuff.
Of course. Stick you all over to the map.
Yeah, that is a good question on how long we spent, downtime. In the morning at least.
Yeah, I'd say a few hours. So you headed off at about 12-ish. So I'll say about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So we leave at 1.
Yes.
Okay.
They didn't get much travel time done. Let's see. That's so it's 26th. '27, 28. Don't get much travel time done.
Oh, Gunky has a shield now.
Nice.
I'll have the art next week. So Gunky, it's normally plus 1 AC, but it's masterwork, so it's got an extra 1 on. And it's got the thicker plating, which means it reduces damage by 1, like not magical damage by 1. So enjoy. It's made of that thingy. Oh boy.
Hang on. Oh, you got a new sheet. What do you?
It's got a pretty good weight to it as well. It's very large. Kind of protects most of your form.
It classifies as a buckler, but I suppose on him it'd be more like a regular shield.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me just gonna add that shit to my inventory. Let's see here.
I was gonna hold off on it, but then I realized we could get attacked soon. Probably a good idea to have it.
Yeah, probably. Fuck, how do you spell bullet?
B-U-L-L-E-T.
What do you say? B-U-L-L-E-T.
E-T.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bullet, not bullet.
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 Shoot him with a bullet.
Could you imagine firing a whole bullet?
Yeah, imagine. Let's see.
You
Just,
do. You do fire a whole bullet. Out of the cartridge.
how do I add this item? Okay, Vellum, what did you say that it had?
It has 2 AC total because of the masterwork.
Okay.
And as a reaction, you can. No, when you're attacked, you can, as a react, add your proficiency to your AC for that attack. Let me just double check the wording and see if it's correct.
Imagine giving a barbarian the option to add more AC for a reaction.
Your proficiency. Okay.
Yeah, when struck in melee combat, if you get hit. That's a very specific wording, but yeah, you can use your reaction to oppose it. Gain AC equal to your proficiency bonus. It requires 1 bonus action or action to don it off, as opposed to just the whole action to don shield. Pretty small.
Yeah, what were the other thing you said?
Specifically, what other thing?
You said something else about some plating. Maybe.
Oh, right, yeah. Non-magic damage reduced by 1.
Non-magic damage as well. Okay.
Not much, but it's good to have.
What did the what was that called? Something plates?
Extra plating.
Okay.
And you'll have a fancy name and art next one.
Sweet. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Let's see, when you attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency to your AC on that attack. So it, unlike the spell
Not for the
shield.
whole turn. It's not
Yeah,
like
exactly.
shield for the whole turn.
Yeah,
It's
unlike,
just that one.
unlike shield, it's just attack. Okay.
It's that one attack that hits you.
And then extra plating is non-magical damage reduced by 1. And that when it's equipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hooray.
Pretty good.
Nice. Okay, so is that all sorted?
I think so.
Okay. Right. So, you kind of crest over a few hills here and there over the next few days. Nothing too significant happens. And your rest goes uninterrupted for the night.
Thank fuck.
And you then crest over another hill. It's a steep, kind of muddy hill, which the Steamhammer seems to kind of briefly struggle with. The road.
No. Hank has trouble cresting over a hill. Whatever will we do?
The road kind of turns back into cobble as soon as you kind of venture through. Looks like a sort of enclosed tunnel of trees. The canopy starting to choke the sunlight into naught but dappled sun rays.
Yeah. Sal sort of takes a moment to look around as she seems to listen after something. guys hear that?
Hey, what?
Something is. She sort of vaguely takes a moment to listen again. Something is eating very loudly, or muffling at least.
Where are you? I don't know if I'd be able to hear your conversation from inside the tent.
Sao is currently on the outside of the wagon.
Ah, well, I have no idea what's going on, so never mind going.
I'm going to make a perception check.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I need to double check something. It's Eyes of the Eagle. It is perception on Rise on Sight, so I'm trying to listen, so it's not an advantage. I just need to double check that because it's weird when they, stipulate you have advantage on Wisdom perception checks, and then say with sound, sight, smell.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This would be sound. 24.
I'll do.
Are you doing it with sound, sight, or smell?
Sound, because something is being noisy and I want to make sure I'm getting it right.
As you listen more closely, it seems to be getting louder as you're venturing down this road.
I am going to alert the party by tapping the earring. Lightly heads up. Something appears to be eating further down the road. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds messy.
Is that you, Grunka?
What? No.
He says, with probably a mouthful of something.
Is anybody on the tank with Arngrim?
It's probably on the tank, sitting in the room.
And I suppose you're hearing an echoey sort of from inside as he drives onward without an earring, unknowingly, full tilt towards the sound down the road.
Yeah, we need to fix it.
Yeah, also Atlas, you're a little bit quiet.
A little quiet?
Yeah.
We gave
Well,
everyone an earring. Didn't
Nope,
we
there
give
we go.
everyone an earring
Maybe
before we left Twin Hollow?
Didn't we get
I have
one,
no recollection of any of that, and it's not on my sheet.
Didn't we get one from Siren?
That was ages ago.
Yeah, you
yes.
you gave it to Liska.
Yeah, Liska's got one.
But didn't Siren give hers and Balthazar's?
Nope, she kept Balthazar's. That's why Arngrim's been without it the whole time.
And we
Right.
haven't apparently gotten around to making
She,
it.
she actually gave Balthazar's and kept her own.
Ah,
Yeah. Because I'm dead, I don't need it.
It's interesting, since all the other people that would have the earring and be able to use it wouldn't be in the... Yeah, okay. Alright.
Don't know. But I haven't had an earring this entire time.
Yeah, we really need to get that.
It was a
sorted.
thing with Archer, thing with Arngrim. So, yeah, it's been a thing. None of it was mentioned. It's not on his sheet.
I feel like we have gone over this before, and I've been meaning to make one, but I've never actually gotten to
We
it.
talked about it. We've never done anything.
Yeah,
which
let's,
is,
let's
and I kind of
shoot
have
that
to admit, I like him being a little bit clueless because it creates comedy situations. However,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's
know, so he's still going on.
Let's put that to the top of the project list or something.
Yeah. But regardless,
Machines of War at the top of my project.
So-
Alright, War Mongol.
Arngrim, as you're kind of trundling along in the steam hammer, completely clueless. Kind of peering past a number of these kind of dense trees in the turn in the road. You see, you begin to hear the rushing sound of water as you follow a great rocky cliffside by the side of the road that eventually kind of turns into a crevasse. And a river rushes some 40 feet below. And eventually, the cobblestone leads to a stone bridge that spans the crevasse. And there appears to be a large figure on the other side. It's a very large figure.
Oh, gonna be paying some
we'll
tolls.
Have to answer a question.
Oh no.
A very, very large figure. It is rotund, fat,
I'm gonna.
filthy, and unclothed beyond a dirty furred loincloth.
I'm gonna stop when I see this thing, and I'm gonna stop as far away as I can. As soon as I notice there's a figure there, like a few 100 feet away.
Well, Arngrim, you've seen this type of creature before. This is a hill giant.
It's a fucking giant.
The second thing you notice is the stench. It's a mixture of fetid meat, old vomit, bad breath. The third thing you notice is that this isn't like the hill giant you saw during the siege of Druvenholm. Hill giants aren't supposed to be this big. It stands nearly
Look at that.
30 feet tall and is grossly swollen in places, almost to a mutated degree. Bright glowing yellow veins bulging through its skin, and its eyes and belly glows with the same colour. Hill giants, while incredibly dim, usually have a semblance of sapience to them. This one is almost feral and crazed, hunched and slobbering over some sort of crashed and broken cart. And it seemed spilled all around its feet are small yellow glowing ovoid shapes. A substance familiar to some of you. This is erudite. And you watch as it occasionally just grabs a handful of like 3 to 4 and just shovels them in its mouth.
Motherfucker be eating it.
Fuck!
It's a very rich diet.
Alright, we can get it out of the way.
Alright. Well, now's a good time as any. Toot! As he stops the steam hammer.
Is it toot whenever? Whenever you like
Yeah,
stop?
it's how it gets the gas pressure to break, like, you know, semis.
I like to imagine is that like it has like a horn at the front, and whenever he brakes, he like slams onto the driver like wheel, and he accidentally hits the horn every time because he have no seatbelt because he's a dwarf.
A little bit, yeah. We do not have a concept of seatbelt and safety. Also, it's only going about 6 miles an hour, so that's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So he is going to stop, and I'm gonna put myself like maybe 500 feet away from this fucker.
Oh, right, okay.
And I'm gonna scrabble on out, and I'm gonna start madly jumping in the direction of Vellum's cart and waving. And then I'm gonna hold up a mortar shell, almost drop it, kind of catch it, and hold up the mortar shell.
I assume the like sound that can probably see.
Sau's just looking down at Arngrim. And for a moment she's wondering, why the fuck is he carrying a shell? And they're like, oh. And then she's just nods.
Mikara's confused.
Oh yeah, for her first time seeing a shell.
What is that thing?
Alright. You wanna field test it?
Just the distant shout, "Get over here!" up on top of his tank, attempting
Is it-
to set up fucking artillery.
Is it dark right now? Like, is it night?
It is not. Let me. I think.
It's mostly the canopies of the forest sort of sheltering out.
Well, I mean, the only reason I ask is, yeah, there you go.
Motherfucker!
Oh,
Hell no!
Yeah, he's
Oh,
he's
no.
big chungus.
He's thick. Kind of got a booty though.
Is that prone marker on him or the cart or the horse?
That's on him. He is currently kind of on his hands and knees, kind of crouching over this cart and just shoveling erudite chunks in his mouth.
Ah, so he's on magical steroid. Good to know.
Oh, that's fucky.
Almost look like bananas. Or corn. It almost look like corn.
Corn bananas.
He's eating all that corn.
See all the bananas.
Me too, horse. Me too.
Yeah. The horse is in the prone position.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was as well. Just the horse is alive, guys. Just
Yeah.
We have to save the horse.
It's just prone.
yeah.
Healing word horse.
What
It's been
better
very
call to
bad
action
news.
is there than saving a horse?
Healing word horse.
All right.
Oh, is the
So
steam
does
tank
Salyun
still
come
damaged?
over when he gestures?
Yeah.
Is the steam tank still damaged?
It shouldn't be. I fixed it.
Yeah,
I
let
guess
me.
the token's not updated.
Yeah,
Missing
let,
HP.
let me fix
Let
that.
me fix that.
Oh.
Boop. Done.
There you go.
Oh, I can control it for some reason.
There are way too many people on my tank.
I'm not on it, though.
Yeah, I'm not really.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
think Janner just sort of placed people on it.
Okay. Because it looks cool.
can't
I
flank
don't
as
think we're
effectively
actually
as
going
this
to be this close because he stopped like hundreds of feet away.
Yeah, yeah,
So we can
he-
launch a mortar at it.
Yeah, this is just so you can get a visual of this place.
Visual, very good. So Arngrim, is holding up the mortar, beckoning over to Salyun. Guessing she comes over.
Yeah, she comes over. She would
Look at
miss
the
this for-
fucking size of that boy.
Yeah.
You just hear off in the distance. just absolute feral state of a giant. You've
Gross.
not seen anything like this before.
Gross.
I'm glad we didn't have to fight that at the battle.
Yeah, no.
So. Ready?
Right. Okay, let's set this up. And I know we're more or less using what you had typed out and I just pinned, with the slight exception of instead of rolling the d10, we're just going to use the numpad value. So
Yeah,
1 through
basically.
9. Otherwise, the attacks, I think we only have solid shells. Otherwise, the attacks and things should be the same at the moment.
Yeah. Now my question for you is, what shell are you firing?
I just said we only have the solid shells at the moment.
All right. I just wanted to make double sure.
We haven't made any.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't made any white phosphor yet?
I haven't made different
What?
ammunition. A solid shell is a solid
Yeah.
shell. It's,
It's just, it's a basic boom. So, from what we've done with this, I believe the ways they have to go about it is because you have it listed as a ranged weapon attack, but it shouldn't be an attack. Because it targets a point on the map,
yeah.
so it should be a save.
In essence, it's meant to be. We point on a target, say, all right, we fire on this turn, and then next turn, if something is still there, it gets hit.
Yes, but we don't roll to hit; they roll to save. Correct.
Yes.
All right. So how do we calculate that DC?
That would
that
depend
work
on
for
the creature's
zeroing in?
size.
A mortar.
It would realistically depend on the creature's size, And looking at this lad, we can't really miss.
This is considered like a gargantuan creature.
Yeah.
You can't miss. Say this with mortar tubes.
Yeah. It is big. But what did you ask, Gaben? I'm sorry?
Oh, I was asking, how does that work with zeroing in a mortar? Because not like,
Right. I keep forgetting that searing in a mortar is a thing.
yeah. So like,
Well, guess we'll just have to shoot twice.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand what you're asking.
so you're saying that it's just a save that you're always going to hit the creature. I meant, is it say like save for half?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Like the reason I'm asking is because that implies that you're always going to hit the creature, and mortars are notoriously not good at
Yes,
targeting.
which is what we're talking about, the numpad thing. Every time... So what we have set up currently, I'll start from the beginning, is basic solid shells, which on one turn you fire, on the next turn it lands at a point on the range. However, when it comes time for it to land, you roll 1d9, and just like on the numpad of a keyboard, and that's where it falls. 5 is center, that's the point where you target. Everywhere else, it falls there and has a chance, not to hit. So it's good for groups, it's good for large targets, it is not so good for an individual in an open field. Because you hit on a 5, because it's only a 5-foot square. So you can see, it's really not good at single targeting.
Yeah.
Question.
That's kind of why.
Does that... Yes.
So, question then: is there splash damage?
That isn't listed. I talked about that, but
Say, because if that's the case,
for
then
the
it doesn't
basic
matter if
shell.
it's one. Then it doesn't matter if it's 1 through 9 because you'll always hit them.
Yeah.
Are you basically taking like the alchemist's bombs from Pathfinder?
I don't know what he had it fully based off of. I was just trying to find things that made it less stupid.
I was spitballing the entire thing. I am not sure what alchemists from Pathfinder does for their bombs.
I don't think it
basically-
is an alchemist bomb where it has the splash. No.
Yeah. Basically, with alchemist bombs, you roll to see if you hit. If you hit, you deal like what's quote unquote direct damage, and then everything around it takes splash damage.
Oh no.
Which-
The solid shell is you target
single
one
square?
square and that one square gets hit.
All right. Cool.
That seemed fair?
Yeah. We do have something for a splash damage thing, but that's
Yeah.
has
That's a
not
special
made yet.
ammunition.
Yeah, that's not made yet.
Yeah, I would recommend looking at just for future reference, looking at the alchemist bomb stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's very in
But
line
again,
with what y'all doing.
this entire thing is like brand new, untested for us mechanically.
Oh yeah,
so-
I
This
know.
is the
I was
first time
just
we're
trying.
using it,
Yeah, just trying to help
Yes,
you all
that's a
out. Be like,
constructive criticism.
check.
Thank you.
Yeah, like check this
So-
stuff out. It'll help you out.
We'll do that later, but thank you.
I think you also based some of the things on a downscaled cannon, if I recall.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly stat-wise for like the main thing. The entire attack sequence is mostly based on a cannon, and then was some idea of what a mortar is. But I keep forgetting that zeroing in a mortar is a thing.
So how about we have you roll these things, since you're the one that, came up with the, majority of the rules, and I just sort of suggested tweaks. How about you go ahead and roll this stuff?
All right.
So, we start off by targeting a single square, and we'll just say, for the sake of it, the center of his.
Yeah.
This is a very forgiving test, given his size. So, first round, we send it,
Fire, which will create noise, obvious.
of course. We don't have a specific region set out, but it's fair to say that it's loud.
Yeah. If we
6
go
seconds
by
pass.
Actually, if we go by the rules of like the knock spell, go by like 300 feet of loud.
I mean, if you want to do that.
No, I'm just
But
suggesting.
would it magically not be heard at 305? I don't think
yeah.
we need to go
thunder
that far
waves?
into detail.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it.
It's allowed.
We're in a forest as well, so
Yeah.
shit's gonna echo.
Yeah. Or be muffled.
That's true. Alright,
Uh,
first
so-
step, we fire.
We shoot it?
Next step, I roll the d10.
Yes, because it is one. We fire, and then it goes through a whole round. So if anybody has anything to do, they do it.
I just imagine
Okay.
like Valen pokes his head up. Why we
Pokes
stop?
his head
What's
out.
going on? Like in the middle of him saying that, just
Boom. Yeah, Liska, like y'all fire, and then Liska's like, have you given thought to what happens if you hit the bridge?
Yes. I'll make another one. Don't. A hand just sticks out and just kind of does a dismissive sort of like waving gesture. It's nothing at first.
He can just fabricate the new one.
It's gonna take a while to
it's
get.
sad that he can't. Though. And it'll be
Alright.
better.
2.
So on a numpad, that means it would fall one square directly south of the center. But since he's fucking huge,
It hits him anyway.
exactly,
Alright, so roll the damage on that.
That
which
is
you have set as 66, which is half of what a cannon would be. It would ignore cover on that targeted square unless it's covered by a roof.
I'm just gonna roll an additional 5d6 because I accidentally rolled just one.
Smart.
So you.
So 21
21.
bludgeoning,
Oof.
non-magical.
Alright.
This is purely like, non-mag.
So as you.
Siege damage.
Yeah, but we're not targeting a building.
Yeah, siege damage means it does double damage to structures.
So as you angle the mortar for a moment, kind of adjusting the cogs as you did during the trial, you plug your ears and then pull on the cord. Thump. And the giant is just purely engrossed in the eating process, is not paying attention at all. And then you hear as this gargantuan explosion hits it square in the side of its massive glowing belly. And that's 21
Bludgeoning.
bludgeoning damage.
Because, very small explosive, most of it just comes from the force of that thing.
Oh yeah.
I like to imagine it's almost like a directed shape charge, so whoever it lands on just fucking mists.
Basically, that's the point. I mean, you try and get hit by like a pound of lead at once.
Immediately, the massive hill giant turns around towards some source of the explosion, sees some sort of weird large metal thing in the very distance, just coming around the bend, and he just you watch as it roars out loud and just clobbers the massive tree stump into the ground as like some sort of show of dominance. I would like.
We'll fire again.
Well, first of all, everyone roll initiative.
Select my token.
Yep. Nice insult.
There you go.
I love the fact that you still have
Oh,
like
that's- whoops.
a perfect random generator for an insult, and it's just
Yes.
So right now, we'll stick you all on the edge of the map there.
I have rolled initiative, but it was I still have 17 GM.
Oh, you're still in the turn order, so.
The Jar's gonna go before me because they have a higher mod.
That's why when my settings I have my modifiers and hybrid.
I need to do that.
Do it right now.
It's just a click of a button.
No time like the present.
Wait, you rolled 316?
Damn, yeah. Was not expecting that.
Okay, let's sort by descending. So first up is Liska.
Well, he's a few hundred feet away, so Liska's just gonna kind of like doop. And wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for those who do not have insane range.
It's well.
Oh well.
She's good.
Alright, next up is Dejar. What you doing?
How exactly far away is he?
About 500 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Give or
I'm
take.
just gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait.
Might be worth casting stuff like mage armor.
Yeah, mage armor first. That's
Okay.
a good idea.
Also, moving closer would help. 500 is a lot of feet.
Looking at this lad, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get to us before we get to him.
Alright, Angrim.
Well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot him again.
Alright.
So thump.
Thump. And
Next turn.
Until next turn.
yep. Alright.
So where were you aiming?
Somewhere.
I don't know how much it will matter. He is how many wide? If I can get him to untilt so I can get a proper square to target.
I mean, he may
It's
move
4
out
by
of
4.
range.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
He's a 4x4.
I'm gonna put it right here.
Where the point is of where you're doing it, right?
Okay.
Basically targeting his shoulder. Nipple.
Alright.
Close enough.
right here.
So, the crazed hill giant is going to take a momentary step forward, and as he steps on the bridge, there is a of the stone again underneath the giant's weight. It sort of steps back for a moment. You can see he's almost adopting this sort of strange gorilla stance instead of the sort of normal upright position that hill giants would don.
He's bigger than actually he is.
Seems reticent to step on the bridge. And
Pretty sure he can step over it. With some difficulty, but still.
he's going to kind of take up a rock next to him, and he's going to huck it at long range towards the strange metal structure. So disadvantage for a 24 against the steam hammer. Does 24 hit the steam hammer?
That was
24 should hit the steam hammer, yes.
Okay.
So he's throwing a rock at it?
Yeah, long range. So disadvantage, that was 24 and 25. So 24, okay. So 24 would hit.
He can throw it 500 feet.
Yes, this is over four. This is over 400 feet. So it's a disadvantage.
So he has short range 400, long range above
Yeah,
that.
That's hill giants.
Okay. I don't know. So I'm just making sure, just because it's far.
In double check
okay.
the range of hill giants.
Not a problem. You do what you need to do, and if you want to say it hits, it can just hit.
Yeah, it's significantly less, but he's also significantly bigger than a normal hill giant.
You don't say.
Ah, right, okay. I was using the stats of the hill giants in the siege by mistake. Hang on. So that's no, that just kind of comes to a stop, rolls in front of the steam hammer, and just kind of against the ram head.
Oh no.
He is significantly larger. For the sake of a fair argument, do you need to add distance because he is larger? Avon made a very good point.
Well,
I don't want to cheese things just in our favor.
Even with that size, I don't think he'd be able to make that. What was it? 600 feet away? 500 feet away. No, I don't think he'd be able to make that.
Okay, if that's what you say.
So I will fix that up.
It's because he doesn't have those trebuchets.
Yeah.
Okay. It would have hit, by the way.
Okay. Right. Next up, just the hill giant just kind of slams his tree trunk into the ground menacingly, just trying to stay away from me. This sort of stance that it's adopting. Grunker.
I am very menaced.
I mean, how far are we? Like 500 feet?
Yeah, we gotta get running.
Yeah, just gonna keep moving. Just gonna sprint my 80 feet.
All right.
I'm picturing just Grunker getting to him. And the giant is damaged enough that he just slashes his ankles and falls over.
Yeah. Yeah. And Grunker has the new shield equipped.
All right. Nice. What you doing, Sagan?
Do I want to fire another shell?
Oh, dude.
Up to you.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's fire another shell.
And how many?
Yeah. Question on that.
How does reloading on work? Because this is all happening within the same 6 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would say, and this is one of the things as I was gonna DM. Maybe only one can be fired around.
Like per the loading of a crossbow.
Yes, but rather than a character's turn, it is just per round because we have to target it, stage it, whatever, because it bounced back. Whatever you want to do for balance, because I don't think it'd be fair. Because otherwise, what stops you, me, and anyone else from just lining up and throwing a bunch in there? You can do that with modern mortars, but this isn't a modern mortar. This is a fantasy one.
That is very true. So I'll take my turn preparing it for the next turn.
All right.
Okay. I was going to DM Janner, but since this is brought up, how do we want to rule this? And I'm very much asking the DM and also asking the party, because you guys are involved too. Which do you like better? The idea that this is something that happens on the attacker's turn, or to keep things more consistent and go off of something that exists, do we sort of want to do the environmental action things where at the start of the round this happens?
I say go with person's turn, because then you could you fire it and then like the next turn is the round, top of the round, and then it just instantly lands.
I do want to mention. Technically, by D&D, each action we take on each of our turns, when the round completes, that is the simultaneous 6 seconds.
This is true.
So,
It's not like we actually stop and take turns like a dance. Everything's sort of happening at once, and initiative exists for human understanding. I just wanted to ask that because there's potential for precedent there for things which affect the environment happening at the end of the round, such as environmental, lair action, so forth, so on.
I want to say this is very much an environmental effect, because we are launching something up into the air.
I just want to just say that I agree with what Sable said. Like, you can literally go last in the turn and guarantee that they can't move out of your attack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is true.
That is also true.
I'm with that one.
Which is why I wanted to even ask.
Right. So you fire it on at the start of your start of your turn. At the start of your next turn, it lands.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just look over and I see the text I wrote, and that's basically what I
Like
wrote.
a lot of spells.
Yep. Okay. So we'll do it that way. Vellum, what you doing?
I guess I'm a sprint.
All right, sprinting forward. Liska.
Liska is going to look like she sidestepped the boulder as it came up and tanked against the fucking whatever the fuck it's called, and she's like, and she's going to look at where it hit and judge like, okay, that's about its range, cool, and she's going to kind of, seeing that it's not going to move across the bridge, she's like, fuck, why did we start combat so far away? And then she's just going to kind of start moving forward. Just to speed this up, she's going to move forward at double speed until she gets to that range, and then she's going to start moving regular speed while using the dodge action.
Okay. Okay then. Deja.
Okay, let's see here real quick.
Remember, you are
I know.
far bit away.
Yeah,
So you have any extreme long range, abilities? Or spell sniper?
I don't have spell sniper so much. Yeah, I don't have that. What I can do is, and I want to ask all of you, can I make my familiar reappear?
Means an
I can
action. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I can prep for a spell. Deliver by touch. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. I do not have your familiar, so what we can just use Arj's Cully for that one.
Okay.
Cully has returned.
Cully.
What's going on?
And we'll temporarily give that to Deja. There we go.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay then. Ungrim. You watch as the mortar shell and explodes against the side of the giant for another how much?
66, so... how did we have it set for saves, Stucky?
Currently for saves, if we're going off the Dune Shell, for example, it's a DC 15 Dex save. Take half on.
Oh wait, I think the solid one doesn't have a save.
Yeah.
Because for an individual, it has a 1 in 9 target to hit.
Yeah.
How's party feel about that?
I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
It makes sense for a motor.
You're essentially shooting a big, like,
We're throwing a
of
giant
steel.
ball of lead at somebody.
yeah. I think that makes sense.
There you go. Beat me to it.
Yep.
I'll take yours.
Yeah, because it's better. Okay.
Oh, you got it there
Yes.
first.
It was also first.
And it was also first, and it's what the GM rolled.
As it crashes into the side of the crazed hill giant, lets out a reeling roar, and just picks up another boulder, throws it in the same direction, and it sort of rolls past Liska. Still not close enough. And it's going to do another side step along the edge here. and I believe.
So, just a question: did the mortar hit, but did Arngrim shoot another?
I didn't get my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is prepped and ready, by the way.
Great. Well, I guess,
Have the meta knowledge of where it's gonna be.
yep. I'll take it. As I find the grid. I think it's whatever, there, that spot. That's close enough. I'm guessing his grid chords.
Yep.
Estimate right there.
Dear grid coordinates.
This isn't Battleship.
Alright. There you go.
As you.
It can be if I just invent hard enough. It's technically Sal Units don't
Alright.
make me a battleship.
That was the Arngrim's turn, the Crazy Hill Giant's turn. Gronka, still running.
Oh lord, I'm running.
Oh lord. So,
Lord.
Running 80 feet I am.
okay.
So I just want to say, we're 500 feet away. Grunka can move 80 feet around. That's going to be a metric shit ton of rounds.
Yeah, do you guys would just want to skip to the point where you're all kind
Yeah, if he's not crossing the bridge to come at us. maybe
Yeah,
we'll
if
just
he's
skip to
not
when
going to
we're
run away
here.
from the mortars, if he's just going to be like sidestepping, like what is he
Yeah.
going to do in response to the mortars? That
yeah,
determines
it's
the effect.
he seems to be on the verge of sort of trying to back up and just throwing boulders across the bridge as much as he can.
Okay. So he's backing away from the bridge.
Yeah, he seems to
Cully here.
be backing away from the
Sorry,
bridge.
summoned her familiar. Okay.
Why is
So-
Cully?
Golly, you cheating
He
bastard.
summoned a familiar. Guys, did you
Oh,
not
okay.
pay attention to the last round? Alright. So yeah, it's like it's gonna be a while. Like at least Jesus. Let's
3
see.
more rounds ish, 4.
At least 4 to 5 more rounds for Grunka.
Yeah,
And then like
Yeah.
8 or 9 for Vellum, less for Liska since she's like dodging from boulders. So yeah, like at what there's gonna be a certain point in time where the giant is gonna start moving and the mortars aren't gonna hit anymore.
Also,
Yeah.
I would like to ask a question. How many shells did we actually make?
Yeah, do you want to be wasting them and everything?
'Cause they're
We
kind
can't
of
make more.
expensive.
You underestimate my power as a artisan to make more, but okay. We also should probably advance so everybody gets a chance to play, since we kind of have an idea how this works.
yeah. So we could say that Arngrim and Sayun are providing cover from the back lines, all the way 500 feet out. Meanwhile, the rest of the party is sort of what we can do is just shift these two over here. In the meantime.
Also, I'm guessing Vladimir is in the tank, just having the time of her life.
Yeah, Vladimir is currently in the wagon right now.
She's a non-factor.
Yeah. So we'll say everyone sort of after a moment of sort of trying to fumble with your mortars, trying to set up some more artillery. Yeah, we could do that. Arngrim drives up the steam hammer to a more secure spot to allow Sayun to fire from a distance. Meanwhile, Dejar, Liska, Grunka, and Velen make their way up near the bridge. So, Grunka, we'll come back to you now.
Oh boy. So now I'm like, now we're actually on the map, right?
Yes, you are now on the map.
Okay.
Just to save some headache.
Yep. Okay, that's just. Just gonna go over here. And he's then going to. Let's see. He's gonna do a primal rage.
Primal Rage?
Yeah, wasn't that what it was called? What do we call it?
Oh, Primordial Rage, yes.
Primordial rage, right? Almost right.
Close enough.
Yeah.
As you feel the essence of Eld coursing through your veins, your skin begins to harden into a mixture of dark obsidian and rock. The Heartfire crystal embeds itself into your chest. You can feel yourself heating up from within, and you explode outwards in a radius of fire.
Boom.
However, there is no one else around to get hit by that fire, but you do
Nothing
leave
to
a
burn.
significant black mark on the ground.
Okay. And I think that's my turn.
All right. So Yun,
Are we close enough to shoot?
I believe you are. Yes. This is the place I kind of stuck you to give you that closer ability to shoot.
Goody. I'm just gonna double check my range because fuckery about, yeah. Measure tool. Yeah, I'll take a pot shot at disadvantage. Good. 16.
16 does hit.
Fuck yeah.
Not very difficult to hit.
9.
There you go. As a shot cracks through the forest, sending a few birds scattering in fright.
They weren't already flying from the fucking mortar.
Yeah.
Them sturdy bird.
Alright. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Bellum.
Ah. Well, there's a big gunky.
Hello.
I will go here and dodge because I don't know what the giant's gonna do. And also, I can't go near Grunky because he's on fire.
No, it's just a temporary thing.
Okay,
It's
well,
just like
either
a-
way, I'd rather play it safe than dodge.
Okay.
Yes, it's just a one-time burst radius of fire.
Okay.
Like a fireball. This guy, what you doing?
Up and dodge.
Alright.
Oh, there's
Let's see. Dejar.
Alright, so I'm going to be channeling my spell Bestow Curse at 5th level through my Raven. And it's going to basically...
Raven up there first.
Yeah, I know. Right about. Can't get him like he's gonna move under him, but under his arm and try and hit him. Hit.
And sorry, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch any of that.
I was trying. My Raven's gonna hit him.
All right.
Do that with the Bestow Curse
Bestow curse. Okay then.
at 5th level.
Oof. Jesus. Okay. What
Yeah,
what
ping
save?
it so people can.
Yeah. What save is that?
Give me a second. Have to load this
Bestow
back
cat.
up.
Go ahead and ping that spell.
Um,
There you go.
That's spell.
And that's a
Wisdom save.
wisdom save. Okay then. That is a 10.
well, he's bestowed cursed for 8 hours, and I'm gonna choose what's that? When cursed, the target must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each turn. If it fails, it wastes its action in that turn and doing nothing.
Oof. Okay then.
You can still move and do a bonus action. but
Yes.
action specific.
So I'm gonna move about. Yeah, I'm gonna move about right here,
Okay then.
and that's it.
Okay then. Ungrim. Ungrim.
Ungrim.
Oh
Ungrim?
boy. Hello,
Oh.
fiery boy. I feel that we've established what needs to be established with the mortars. Let me verify the range on this. Okay. Hell yeah, I can do it. I'm gonna get up to here.
Here we go.
Wrong one. There we go. I'm gonna get up to here. It is at 60, so this is my maximum range. So I have disadvantage, sadly. But I'm gonna give this boy a fucking yeet.
Hammer time.
13.
Oh, nice.
So that hits, is what you're saying?
Does this hit?
13 just about hits.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Since it's a giant, it takes this plus an extra this.
Oh.
So 24 bludgeoning and 7 fire. Magical bludgeoning.
That's 20. Okay. Oh.
Fuck the mortar then.
As
Do
you-
more damage than that.
As you, Thor's hammer style, just throw your grudge thrower towards the hill giant, you watch it clonk off of the forehead. As it kind of stumbles back a bit, there is now a red mark square in the center of its forehead, and a little bit of blood. It looks hurt and badly burned on the side from the mortar shells. It looks beat up. Still hanging in there though.
Fucking fantastic.
And you feel a little bit pleased with yourself.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so next up. Oh, what's your battle cry?
Giant.
Oops, there you go.
Whoa. Oh.
Oh,
But I don't know giant.
no.
This is
But
for some
Are you
reason
supposed,
it's
are you
having
supposed to
me-
whisper giant? That's what you're
I
supposed
think
to
I'm supposed to
giant.
whisper giant. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that explains it. I did what is known as an oops.
Oh
It's
well,
alright. We it's fine.
it's
Well, if you know giant,
it's good flavour. I like
Yeah.
it. So next
Here-
up,
here's a quick thing.
wisdom saving throw for me, please.
yes, wisdom saving throw.
There you go. If
That
you
is-
know it now, you know.
That is
If you
a
didn't get anything, you don't.
yeah. Okay, there you go. That is a 16. Does that?
Dang it. It doesn't. He does his action. Fuck.
Okay. Okay then. Ooh, you know what? You know what I can do? Let me, Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you all hear what sounds like a prominent growl and gurgle. And the hill giant clutches its stomach and it groans.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he's gonna puke erudite all over
It,
us.
it heaves and belches a stream of yellow glowing gas.
Sure, I'm glad I'm
Of
dodging right now.
Twisting torrents of chaotic magic in your direction.
Oh
The
no.
torrents of magic kind of spill over the floor and almost seem to take root for a brief moment. To some of you, you're reminded of the ley lines across Crothis' lair.
All I'm
Wild
picturing,
magic is Jane, I'm a movement.
That's not good.
all I'm currently picturing is Arngrim throws the hammer, hits the head, and then the giant just hunches over and burps at him.
Yeah, this explosion belch from its mouth as it doubles over. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Let's get I get 2
Not
advantage
me.
because we were dodging.
And so does Grunka, because he's a barbarian.
Whoops, I forgot to toggle advantage.
Crit anyway.
Nice.
15 probably isn't gonna be enough, sadly.
don't
This
have
is
to
not
make this
poison
save.
or any effect, correct?
No.
It's raw,
Okay.
wild, run on wild, chaotic magic flux or whatever the fuck.
Dexterity save.
Oh, be the dexterous man you were born to be.
That's this. Noblesse. Obviously.
Oof.
-1. Fuck.
All right. Vellum,
Made to hold his ground, not
Impressive.
to give
3.
Vellum, and Arngrim. Both of you take 27 points of force damage,
God.
and Liska and Grunka, you take half of that.
And
How
we
much
use
was
a reaction to negate that.
There
How
you
much
go.
was it? How much was it?
Total 27 points of force damage.
Okay, so 27. Right, how did I do that on my dude?
But you nat 20, so you take half.
Yes.
Okay, so 27 was the max, okay. So,
Yeah. 27.
27 or
13.
13 on save, which you did.
There you go.
Okay. Right, I forgot I could do that. It's handy. Okay.
And the sort of strange misshapen ley lines of erudite magic seem to fizzle and fade away as it kind of clutches its belly again and kind of orients itself. Grunka.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna, run over here.
Just one more down.
Oh, is he? Okay.
There you go.
That's the
Okay.
square.
Vital angles.
Oh, yeah, there. I didn't see the square.
Yeah.
Also, Jan, your question.
Mhm.
When I'm in this form, do I still gain the benefit of a shield?
Ooh. I
Why wouldn't you?
wouldn't see why not.
Okay. Just
It,
wanted to make sure.
it just sort of melds into your into your body.
Okay, you just get extra chitin. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna fucking punch.
Wang.
Let's see.
That's punch.
It's normal, bang. Yes. Okay.
Oh,
Bang.
oh, good lord.
Jesus.
Smash.
Angry
let's see.
Grunka.
Yeah, let's see. That's the proper amount of crit damage, right?
I think so.
Just crack into his shins. You
Yeah,
feel
that is.
you feel a bone shatter underneath your gargantuan fiery fists. So total of how much damage? Because both of those hit. 12.
What about 33? Or 43?
43, yeah.
Good lord.
Smash.
Well, make the killing blow.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, several mortar shots and a grunker.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
And one singular Grunka. Okay. Well, Grunka's gonna it's gonna run up to him, and it's gonna the first punch. It's probably like the biggest one. It's gonna just punch him in like how far up do I reach, Shannon? I'm a medium creature right now.
You can reach his knees.
Yes.
I can reach his knees. Okay, I'm
or
gonna
shins.
Okay, I'm gonna invert his kneecap.
Oh, just crack. The kneecap shatters, the bone breaks, and you all hear this resonating, sickening crunch sound as his leg buckles.
Yeah, his knee now bends the other way.
As he falls down prone on his knees.
Yeah, and then as he's now in like his head is in like Grunka rage. Because he's gonna like it's gonna take like both his fists and he's just gonna like smack the sides of his head and just kind of like smush it.
With an almighty, this almighty clap of thunder-like energy, you all see Grunka in his primordial form crack against the sides of his temple. You watch as fiery energy seems to mix with the volatile erudite, and in one shattering thum, there is a blinding flash of yellow and orange firelight as the entire skull just detonates, shatters, and the giant is no more.
Ah.
Damn.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
That is
I wanted to do that.
Hang on. Let me just read the thing here.
He just says.
I was
yeah,
kind of expecting you to like King Kong it by like doing the jaw part.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Grunka.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to make a wisdom saving throw right
Oh,
now.
I know.
feel-
no more targets for
shit.
Angie getting grunky.
You feel a burbling essence of rage fill your mind. The sickness returns to your head
Oh, but I managed to be me.
as you suppress that rage for the meantime.
Oh, Kruger's gonna like start to become smaller. Yes, like
Blanca made a fucking wisdom saving throw.
I did.
I don't believe you.
I rolled a 16.
I think
It's only
Giant Plan
DC
for
10.
Grunker to be the
It's
actual
fine.
boss of
Yeah, but still.
Good
So
lord.
yeah, Kruger's gonna like shrink down and just whoop, 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 whoop.
It's like Mario.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I thought that was going to be harder.
Not saying.
Seems the mortar works.
Yeah, Kruger now have one.
I'm gonna
Exhaust.
chuck that can. Hang on.
I know, it's the horse, it's meowing for help.
Yeah, that's the cat. It's a
Quick,
horse
rescue the
cat.
horse.
Yeah, it's a horse
I'm
cat.
gonna have to BRB for like a short second, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That I thought that was gonna go a little bit tougher, honestly.
Arngrim would like to go investigate the erudite stocks.
So would
By
be
investigate,
hard.
I also
Okay.
mean
Okay, I'm
start
back.
putting them in his bag.
I'm back.
Yeah, good thing to do.
Let's go.
Oh, you're back. You didn't hear what I said, did you?
I didn't know. I was busy chucking the cat out.
Arngrim would like to go investigate. By investigate, I mean put in his bag those erudite stocks, and
Ooh.
also sort of like look for clues on this ship.
Okay then.
Well, it's unlikely it
Okay.
is. Velen's going to start looking for Swire.
I would like to help.
Maybe there's some
Arngrim.
nearby, or like wounded, or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay. I would like Jajar and Ungrim go ahead and make either. Yeah. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
To
Okay.
put them in my bag.
Oh no, just to look for clues or. Actually, this would be an Arcana or Investigation check.
I am going to either one's going to be fine. So I'm gonna use investigation.
Okay. With I mentioned it. Are you helping her, Arngrim?
I'm putting things in my bag.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
minerals take
taking
priority.
the erudite.
Right, okay. Vellum, go ahead and roll for investigation to check for survivors.
Oh boy, I'm totally good.
Unless you'd like to take...
Apparently I am.
Well, I mean,
When his priorities are in the right place, he just rolls well with it.
19. As you're kind of taking the time, investigating the area, kind of checking under rocks, any sort of rubble from the cart, you do see what looks like the legs of a person.
Ooh, I'm gonna pull them out. They're not gonna be attached on.
No, they're not. They're just kind of pull it out. They're definitely not attached.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected, honestly. And in the river they go.
Wow.
As you kind of throw it over the edge.
I'm gonna be real embarrassed when we find the owner of those legs and he's still alive. It's like, don't worry, we can reattach them. Where did you find them?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just toss them to the side? Why would you poison a river?
Yeah, that's
I mean, the
bad.
fish gotta eat too.
Add some flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the horse okay though? Important question.
The horse.
The legs were the horses.
As you look over the horse, it's got a huge chunk bitten out of the belly.
Okay, well it's not gonna make it, guys. I got some bad news.
So, the erudite. The erudite here seems to have. It is oddly shaped, sort of ovoid in shaped, in shape. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. Here we go.
23. It's strange. You've never seen erudite crafted this way before. Vellum, as you're kind of looking over it, this type of erudite seems familiar to you. The shape of it, the way it's been crafted. You've seen it before.
Oh, it's been refined by the same process as the cliff spire did it, if I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
If I was just gonna take one of the chunks out of what he's got left, which probably isn't a lot. He's just gonna compare it yeah, I got a feeling this might have been a cliff spire ship, and I guess this idiot thought that was food.
It seems from the way this has been refined, Dejar. It seems that when exposed to corrosive substances, each piece of erudite would leak high concentrations of magic.
Oh shit.
And you know, Dejar, that when most creatures are exposed to high concentrations of magic, they become crazed and gain anomalous abilities. The larger and hardier the creatures are, the more magic is able to consume before such effects take place. Hill giants, possibly being greedy kind of gluttonous creatures, this one probably ate too much of the stuff.
Ah, makes sense.
I mean, what was your first clue?
Well, being feral and a giant, yeah, possibility, but seeing going to the stomach and what this happens with corrosive material, yeah, okay, that jives. I was like, abnormal, I don't know, growth or some shit. But interesting, nonetheless. He's going to pocket some of those.
I think it's safe to say, Jaina, that we're going to take some time to get as much erudite out of this motherfucker as possible.
Okay. You spend the moment sort of filling your pocket. Ungrim, Vellum, and Dejar kind of filling your pockets with as much erudite as possible here.
And we'll clean it off.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's covered in giant spit, slaver, and just all sorts of
Digestive
nastiness.
juices.
Yeah.
Well, no, you haven't gotten to the giant yet. Y'all are still packing the cart. We
Oh,
have
this is
stuff
packing
that
the cart,
we
okay.
have to do. Yeah. Y'all skipped others.
Sure. I mean, free minerals, sweet.
So, Liska is going to do some harvesting.
All right.
Oh, right.
Going to get. Gonna go
'cause
for
you have a
toes.
contract for this, don't you?
yeah, toes, heart, and then she's gonna try to see if she can find where the fucking eyes are.
Okay.
If they still exist.
Yep. That's why she's mad at Croker right now.
Oof.
He just cost her over 1,000 gold.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for the giant's toes.
Giant's head go mishmush.
Mishmush.
Oh, jeez. Seems rifle.
You helping with that, Gronka?
Yeah, sure.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's do a fate thread, because why the fuck not? So you
It's
roll.
hard to be worse than a 3, except that 2 you originally rolled.
Yep. Watch it be a 1.
It's hard to be worse than a 2, but that 1 you're about to roll.
Does it? So does a fate? It's like a luck die, right? Do you? I
Essentially,
can't
you
remember.
get to roll again,
You-
even past advantage, and choose which one to take.
So wait, sorry. So, this is just me not remembering. Actually, hold on. I have the fucking handbook open. I can check this out. I don't remember if you roll with the advantage again or not, or is it just an extra 3?
No,
Or
it's
is it
just an
okay?
extra die, for a total of 3. You don't get to roll with advantage again. It's just a d20. It's like luck. It doesn't get.
Yeah,
it
just
doesn't let you
another-
do a
yeah,
reroll,
just another
Just an
d20.
additional d20. Yep.
Hey, there's that too.
Oh boy.
They're big toes.
Okay. Unfortunately, with the sheer amount of mutations in this creature, in this giant, it seems that the toes are pretty unsalvageable.
Yeah.
Right.
So Liska's just pissed, and she climbs up, and just with a huge fucking like, she climbs up on top, and so she's standing, and then she just like drives a fucking blade into his chest, and y'all can hear like the bones of its ribs cracking as she just like pulls it up, and then suddenly like its chest plays open. She's like, okay, time to get this, and she wades into its chest.
Waist deep.
Just going for a walk. Don't mind me.
Yeah. So she's going to.
I can roll for that heart.
Yerp.
$17.
Oh,
All right. Unfortunately, it seems as though the erudite energies kind of coursing through its blood vessels have also somewhat mutated the heart beyond any sort of
Recognizable part.
usability.
This thing was basically alive just because of the erudite, but also
I mean, I'm seeing like a one of a kind thing here. Could be worth
True.
money.
It does say DC 16 for half, and so I beat that, so I can get half its heart, I guess.
You could possibly kind of salvage part of the heart, yes, for some extra gold.
Yeah. Actually, no, at this point in time, Lissa's just gonna be like. She's gonna climb out, just be pissed. Just like. Mumbling, like. Muttering underneath her breath. And she just like. Walks away. Just like away from the party, pissed off.
suddenly
we'll
we hear
get
a
the
tree
ladies
fall over in the forest.
Okay. So Ewan, as you kind of look over this, it's again you see the sort of familiar the familiar way that these crystals, these erudite crystals, have been formed, and it becomes clearer what it is exactly these crystals are for. It seems, with your... Actually, what is your passive investigation?
Passive investigation is 18.
18. Okay.
That's passive.
Passive, yeah. It seems as though the purpose of these erudite crystals, specifically in the way that they're formed, is to do exactly what you've seen here. Probably not the intended target.
What is steroids? Magical
And
steroid.
the way that it belched out that strange breath, the way it reminded you of that fight with Crothis.
Zhao gives out a slightly deep yet light sigh. And she just sort of...
What's up, Sayu?
Someone is experimenting with erudite as infusement material, except, and she just glances over her shoulder at the corpse of the giant. The other kind of infusement.
What, are you saying this was intentional?
Zhao just looks back at the giant again, looks back at Vellum. Do you think?
That's worrying. That's worrisome.
Well, they wouldn't gain from messing up giants, sending them out on the roads.
I don't think it would be... Who's watching it? Who's experimenting with this?
Oh, shit.
You know?
That is the next question.
I think this is just a giant was guarding a bridge, and he took a bunch of shite that was going west.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Westward.
More question is, who's to the west that would want this much magical goods to infuse something?
Well, I mean,
So help me get a good look at this fella. He might have a clue.
Sure, but I figure like magical goods are wanted all round, right? It's another
Not all
commodity.
the...
He's gonna give Vellum a hand. A Vellum. Algrim.
From what I know from crafting runes, this shite's valuable. Like, absurdly valuable. To leave this much wealth around, it's unreasonable.
It's
Where's the
tantamount to
guards?
leaving a treasure behind.
Yeah, where's the guards?
Well, I
Either
found,
that, or
I
this
found
was the
somebody's
one part
legs.
that didn't get through. Well, maybe I can investigate what they're wearing and see if that gives a clue. Is the rest of the lad undigested? As he kind of starts to lift underneath the cart.
Well, I haven't managed to find his other half. His legs are probably down by the shore there. So gestures back at the river. Or rather, the
Okay.
river's edge. You get what?
So the other half's probably in the giant. Right. That leaves no notes. What is this black thing here?
That just seems to be like a bundle of cloth that was probably used to hide all this erudite.
Okay. Oh, it's to the smuggling.
Oh
I'll just
shit!
try and keep low key. 'Cause, I mean, if you got a huge fucking enclosed wagon with a bunch of guards, it sort of just paints a sign of this stuff's valuable. Rob me.
Well, I guess I'm gonna check out those legs. Can I attempt to investigate? Like, weird, but like, is it wearing an outfit or a uniform? Do they have clothing on that is like a trader from a specific region or something like that?
Well, you can look down into the ravine if you like, which is where Vellum chucked them.
Well,
Yeah.
I did rescind the notion.
Oh,
that,
did you?
know, it's 40 feet down. We wouldn't be able to get at them again, and
Okay.
yeah, it would be a
okay.
stupid idea to put them in the water.
Okay.
So I just dumped them by the edge of.
Fair enough. Okay, so you kind of take a look over these legs. You can see what looks like leathers, kind of leather boots. You can see nothing that would indicate any sort of uniform, and nothing that would indicate it being from an officially sanctioned trader from a city-state or any sort of town.
Sounds very nondescript.
Yeah. He's got leather boots.
Wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
take those.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
Could
the
there be
boots.
messages?
I'm gonna waddle back up. I'm gonna go to the party, especially Vellum, since he was just, talking with him about it. I'm gonna hold up both of the pair of boots, pulled off of the legs. You're like, look at these! Just my size. Anyway, I couldn't tell a damn thing.
It's a very grim humor.
Do we have
So,
somebody
were
with
you able to
leather
find any
weapons?
clues on the cart?
I was focusing on looking for survivors, of which there are none.
Can I actually
Alright.
do a quick thing here?
For
Janner, do you mind if I take a look at the actual size of the erudite? Like piece by piece, like how
Sure.
big?
You kind of take them bit by bit. They're about small, kind of fist-sized.
Like kind you can hold in your palm or like actual fist?
Something you can hold in your palm, about kind of egg-shaped.
Egg.
Egg.
Well, not, obviously not eggs themselves, but they are kind of oblong, not
Let me lean.
ovoid shaped.
Yellow.
About two of these would probably weigh a pound.
Half
As
pound of
opposed to the
erudite
1
shit.
pound chunks that I had previously.
Jenner,
Mm-hmm.
if my character would know the criminal underworld, and especially about smuggling, would he, when searching throughout the cart, have it show in the note of a smuggler? Since he's kind of known,
Because
knowing
of
about that type of shit?
because of your background as a bounty hunter, this definitely seems like some sort of smuggling operation.
Is she a smuggler, like the smuggler type of criminal, or is she a bounty hunter?
I'm a bounty hunter with the knowing of smugglers, basically.
She
Okay,
hunts bounty or she hunts.
I was
smugglers,
confused
I'm
because
guessing.
before you were.
No, I
don't know.
the wording was wrong. I wasn't clear.
You got it.
Okay then, so Gar will be thinking to herself for a few minutes after hearing, or not really hearing, just casually listening in. Well, it seems like we'd be dealing with a smuggler, it looks like. That's my hypothesis, but we don't have any evidence as of yet.
Would these goods be illegal? I don't think so. What am I asking? I'm the fucking mountain guards. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my shield at the list of handy note laws on the back for me to quickly reference and whether or
Is
not I should
smuggling
agree.
illegal? Yes, no.
So, smuggling. What was probably going on here was likely someone, not wanting to know that this was happening. Obviously, being a smuggling operation, which kind of necessitates the question: why smuggle this amount of erudite, and why smuggle erudite with this specific quality?
But erudite transportation is not illegal.
Erudite transportation in and of itself is not illegal.
And this type of erudite is not illegal. There's no signs of any guard or any battle happening here other than the cart getting fucked, which meant that this wasn't a guarded caravan.
Someone was doing this probably solo.
Which makes me think this is probably stolen. Because they don't want it to be known. Because if it was official, you would send a big motherfucker to do it, who can sort of insure the goods, right?
Yes, along with
And
guards.
this is high wisdom out of character, but probably would be conveyed in character with proper words. Fuck, I can just roleplay it out. It makes no sense to me. Why wouldn't there be guards if this was an official caravan? Or better yet, if they were trying to just hide it in sacks and lay low, not rouse attention, you would still have somebody, so this would be a great target for just common brigands. You wouldn't have this much money just unguarded after you've made the purchase, unless you can either throw around so much money it doesn't fucking matter, or you're, well, what's the word? Minimizing liabilities. He points to the pair of feet down there. My guess is he wasn't very high up on whatever trade deal this was, and he was the acceptable loss.
Expendables, as they're known.
That's a lot of money in goods to waste on offing somebody, though.
Let's actually gather all the rocks first. I'll weigh them and calculate their value. This will give us a better idea, one, of what we can and should do with them, depending if they are actually stolen, and two, it'll also help us understand the scale of this operation.
Or it makes sense.
Now, Angrim, you're familiar with rune crafting and the erudite needed for it, right?
Which is exactly why this is setting off alarms.
My question now is, as she holds up one of the, palm-sized things, what kind of rune or crafting would require this specific amount? About half a pound?
Well, half a pound, nothing. Everything would require a dust of it, which is made from grinding up a single pound. Perhaps they have it in these half-pound shapes because if it's smaller, it's not as blocky of a sphere. You can fit up more volume in a sack, unless you're somehow to mash it into a cube, which really doesn't work that way, or pre-powder it and then it can get scattered to the wind. This is probably easier for transportation. My bet is it would be better to actually see half of this and look at that as a refined dust, because that would be, in units of full pounds, which is what you would need to be able to use the magical refined erudite dust to go on the greater, more complicated enchantment rune processes, to go about embedding along the different cattle. Yeah, and you don't care. Okay.
Then why is
Interesting.
it shaped like I'm meant to swallow it? And she sort of opens her palm a little more to show the exact shape.
That's a little bit big to swallow.
Well, I mean, better than going in the other way.
You guys just
True.
stairs. Stairs
As
to develop.
he points at you and the eyebrows shoot up.
That is actually a very good point.
It wasn't meant to be.
No. Think of it like this. This would be a good size to swallow if you're someone larger.
Actually,
Like
for
Liska.
Liska's size, that's probably the size of, like, the end of a pinky.
Like an egg.
It is a small... It's like a quail's egg to her. She could feasibly swallow this. Which makes me think, this is for either larger beasts or larger man-shaped beings.
Now, who do we know who deals with creatures like these, size-wise?
As he's thinking intently.
I'm just gonna say it. Don't think it would be something like a Black Hand, for the lack of a better term. There's an erudite mine in Cliffspire, and unless that is already emptied out, which I doubt, who else would require erudite?
Magical crafters, for sure. Didn't you get the mines from someone?
Oh,
There is big news about that, actually. That
Handyman.
their infernal fella. Yeah, you mentioned his name last time. Didn't you say he was in, Terra Pablos? No,
Tajos.
Tectajos.
I want to call it Terra Pablos now.
I said yes.
Amazingly.
Well, if he's going west, he might reach it. What if he was smuggling it back to that infernal fucker?
That's more concerning than. Okay.
Well, might be an idea to look into it more when we get to the next big trade.
so
I mean, this
sort of
guy is in somewhere, right? All we gotta do is ask around for shipments that ain't arrived.
Sal sort of looks
Yeah.
back at the shape of the erudite and then looks back to the giant. That 11. Do you
Yeah.
remember the fight against Crofus?
Hard to forget. I did fall a very long way.
The ley lines on the floor.
Yeah, what about him?
That, for the lack of a better term, breath weapon the giant used.
Oh, that nasty foul fucking magic belch.
Yes. It reminds me of that.
Well, I figure these things are magical or something, aren't they? So, enough of it in one place and the nasty shit around it, who knows? I guess that's
And
just what it did.
Crofus was abnormally fast growing. Sal gently looks back to the giant again. And those are not meant to be that big.
Oh, so you think somebody's using erudite to grow things?
No, I'm saying someone knows about what Crofus had going on with the ley lines and magic. Or at least has heard of it. And now may or may not be trying to experiment to replicate. That or something else. I'm unsure. There are possibilities here, and I don't like any of them.
Unless we have solid things, it's all conjecture at this point.
If this is stolen
Yeah.
good, then well, someone is in deep trouble. If this is just someone wanting to low-key trade with smuggled goods, well, that brings up more questions. I don't like any of this.
Well, I think we found out all we can from here. We're gonna discuss it, may as well discuss it on the road.
Let's tally up the erudite, dash it in some kind of storage, and we'll see.
Actually, I have a thing for that.
Yeah, well, I think we all do. Just pulls out bag of holding.
I mean, true.
Alright. So, in total, you gather... Let's see. In total, about 17 pounds of erudite.
Nice.
Divide that in half and we get the number of orbs.
Oh, that's...
No, you would double it to get the number of orbs,
Double it,
but if you have
yes.
17 pounds,
Who we haven't hold on to this, just so we can get bookkeep.
So you got about 35 kind of small palm-sized
since I'm the one that
spheroid.
can actually craft with it if we need to.
Yeah.
In total, you got 35 half-pound kind of wads of erudite here. Smooth.
35, okay,
Yeah.
that's 17 pounds.
Don't
Yeah.
go calling them smooth wads. That doesn't sound right, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah, total of about 17 pounds of erudite.
Just a quick out of character.
Mm-hmm.
This has thrown up a lot of fuckery questions for me. Not only like the size-wise with the erudite, but also the implications with the giant having basically had its fill of them.
I mean,
Shame
also
you're
the
not a
fact
slasher.
that, and also the fact it was heading west. That's not good.
Hmm. Was it heading southwest or northwest, do we know? Like, what road are we on that would branch which way?
I will show you on the map.
Maps are helpful.
So you
Ah, so we would be heading southwest.
So you'll be heading here. There you go. You are currently on the Orgma River.
So it'd be following this way regardless. If it ends up going north that way, then that's just sort of like a dead end of no settlements. Are they hoping to go through the Mortar?
That's what I'm thinking.
One dude going through the Morbog, that's risky. Even if you're trying to keep a low profile, that's a lot of risk.
Smugglers will take risks in order to get their profits.
I mean, I guess, but it's the Morbog.
Yeah, but that's, and with this is kind of suicidal,
Hmm.
which makes me also think there's no sign of battle. What if there's multiple carts and this is the one that got caught?
Maybe. The only other option is
the
if
same.
yeah, the only other option is if the hill giant was the guard and just got a little too hangry.
If that's the case,
I don't
then-
think they would hire a giant.
No.
Equal opportunity employers? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
okay.
risky.
It would be not only a very
you are.
risky move,
Yeah, there you go.
but also, logically speaking, where the fuck would you hire a hill giant from alone?
Fair.
Unless you can talk to them for one and negotiate something, but that's highly unlikely.
One thing that bothers me a little is if it came from the Morbog, that raises questions.
I don't think it would have come from the Morlog. It would have had some sign of troubles.
Yeah,
or at least
but,
they had been to a bog.
yeah, but that leaves another question. If it's not coming there from, why is it going there? Or, as we can see on the map, there is a road that goes upwards.
Yeah, but what does that lead is the question.
It leads into a big giant nowhere unless you go behind the mountains, but we can't see that.
I mean, it's two options. They were either gonna start heading north once they got to that road, or they were going into the bog specific. Like maybe they weren't trying to go through it. Maybe they were trying to go into it. Like somebody was in there that wanted the erudite. This is like a big
rendezvous.
necromancy energy area or some shit, isn't it?
Right.
This
So
is
maybe-
the super necromancy area.
Yeah,
You
so
remember
maybe
that
people were
shit
doing
where we saw the
experiments with
raven
it.
before?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah, yes. What if we give super spirit undeads steroids?
I mean,
that's not.
necromancy would be
Ugh.
crazy.
But
Mildly
Shit, fuck
terrifying.
me.
here's the thing, too. What if, I don't know, someone was, like you said, doing that, but it could have been a rendezvous point.
Maybe it was just an accident. Like he wasn't supposed to eat them, and this is just a side effect that we've learned from it. Maybe all that erudite was for some sort of like magical doohickery.
Like I said in character before, there's a lot of possibilities, but we don't have solid evidence for anything.
Yeah, we just gotta follow the road and hope something else comes up. We've got a lot of theories in the air at the moment.
All right.
Oh,
There is some fuckery going on in this world.
don't
Sure.
say.
Okay, so you're kind of packing up here, heading back on the road.
Yeah.
After we go get Lissa,
Yeah.
who's in the forest.
Yeah, Liska's kind of still needing some time to allow some steam. If anybody
Going
wants
back
to
to
go
the steam
Joel's-
hammer in the carts. I don't know why you have to wait for her. She's
okay.
waiting on y'all.
I thought she
Oh,
just
right.
wandered off into the woods.
Okay. Okay.
Ah, yes, the shit in the woods method.
Yeah.
I mean, she gives
Little
little
shit in the
fucks.
woods.
So.
Okay. It's right. You head back onto the road. With this encounter fresh in your minds. As night falls upon you the next day.
Night
Why
falls the
was-
next
oh.
day? Oh,
Sorry,
It's an eclipse.
no. Night falls in the
On
coming
the next day,
the coming evening, shall we say? There we go.
Okay,
it falls on the next day.
during that time, when camp is being set up and all, do y'all would like to talk with Grunka?
Oh no.
Where would Grunka be at the moment?
Where is Gronka? Hello? No.
Is you?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, hello.
Sorry about that.
Hello. It's fine.
Connection fucked up.
Okay, she's going to sit down, Grunka.
Hello.
Hey, gave you a lot to think about with the Black Hands
Turn off those.
business, haven't I?
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's a very good question. I don't quite know, because Balthazar was it was nice to me, I think, and he did try to save me when he died, even though he didn't really need to, but he didn't know that. But still, I don't know. I feel like I kind of owe him, but also with all all the stuff that you said, it's I don't know. I don't really know. With that, I don't think that I don't know. I feel bad not following it up, but it's also just you know.
Considering that's laid out in bare, how do you feel about me?
Oh, I mean, I think you're pretty okay. I don't really know you too much, but as long as you don't try and kill us.
Wouldn't think of it.
Yeah, then you're an okay snake in my book.
Uh, you know what? I'm gonna give you something. It
Uh-oh.
was meant from someone who I call sister, but I think you might need it more than I do. And she reaches into her bag of holding and gives them a small fat, look like a small, uh, cloth wrapped, thing of chocolates.
A small what?
Thing of chocolates, like a
Oh,
small.
oh, you said poop.
No, it's my friend gave this to me. They're called chocolates. They're sweet candies.
Oh, okay. Uh, can I try one?
They're all yours.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna try a chocolate. Now the
Please.
question is this chocolate? Is it milk chocolate? Like, how dark is this chocolate?
Chocolate normally comes from the Tahosian dynasty. It's normally exported across the world in cocoa seeds. So it's typically kind of dark and sort of slightly bitter chocolate.
Oh,
So it's the dark kind. The
Yeah.
dark.
it's
Yeah.
like 70% plus.
The good shit.
Yeah.
If you say so. Yeah, like eat some and he'll be like, I don't think I've ever tasted anything like this. I don't know. It's not bad. I also don't know if I really, really like it. But I feel like, oh, hang on. We're just gonna take out his little shaker of fire salt. It's not
Oh
much.
no.
There's
The
not
jar
much left.
looks
stuff. Yeah,
what's fire
oh,
mood? What is that?
it's just some spice from home. Grunk is gonna open up the container and it's gonna take like it basically is gonna like it's gonna wet its finger like a little bit and it's gonna like gently like pop and take out like a couple of flakes and it's gonna put that on a piece of chocolate and it's gonna eat it. Kind of like chili chocolate.
Interesting.
It's gonna be like okay yeah yeah that blended pretty well.
Hello?
It blended pretty well.
Is anybody there? It just went super quiet for me.
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Grunk is
Uh-oh.
always here.
Audio check. Audio check.
Oh,
Hello,
I
yeah,
can hear you.
hear
I
you.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello. Vellum?
Hello.
That was weird. Did it
Weird.
just go super quiet for everybody else just now?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
nobody was
Yeah.
talking except for Grunkus.
It went.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, Discord
your shit.
Discord
I
messed up for
literally
me
didn't hear
earlier as well.
Is Atlas here?
I think
Atlas.
Atlas is disconnected. Probably going to relog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck.
it's just yeah. Oh,
There he is.
welcome.
Hey, there he is.
Can
Okay.
you hear us, Atlas?
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That was, so, Grunka put essentially like ghost pepper chili on the chocolate, and it's gonna be like, oh, yeah, okay, that blended nicely. Okay. So, well, I'm not, I'm not too like, I kind of like to, give a gift to a gift, and
Okay.
I don't. I remember you talking about Elizabeth,
Yeah.
and
He's hesitant.
yeah. So you did we say that we had running with her to you,
I
or
don't
at least
think
part of her?
that ever came up. No one told me.
Okay.
Except
So Jenna, how long ago was this in game?
Oh,
Like almost not quite a year ago, right?
yeah. It was months ago.
Yeah. So a while ago, like almost a year. I don't quite remember. It's hard to tell time up here. We kind of like I kind of picked up this, and Grunk is gonna pull out the amulet, the silver amulet that he picked up in the tomb like fucking ages ago. And I got like I got like a shield when I did, and a bit later I couldn't take it off either. But it's a while later I started hearing like voices who were trying to like get me to go somewhere, but I told them no. And then at one point, I think it was like it was rain, but it wasn't like rain anymore. I think I don't remember actually.
I
Anyway,
know if this is rain, so
yeah, I don't. I think it was rain. It was just that it wasn't rain anymore. I think I honestly didn't really get to know Rain too much, but essentially she took this necklace and apparently it had like part of her or something in it. I don't know. I think it belonged to her, and like she like took that out and like sucked a part of it out, and I kind of lost all my strength for a while, and then it got fixed. And but yeah. Anyway, this did belong to her apparently.
Go ahead and Dejal, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
okay.
25. From what he describes, this sounds very much like some sort of phylactery.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe you could like. I don't really know how magic work, but maybe you could do something with it. Because like you could like. I don't know. Maybe you could use it in some way.
Hmm.
Because it was hers, and like
I think this might sound.
I've heard that was stuff that could be useful.
It could turn out to be very useful. Thank you, Grumpin.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh. Yeah. The guy's just sitting there with with this necklace. Like shit. I've. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on. Just give me a minute, real quick. He's going to hold the necklace and then use her scrying ability. Figure out what the person this belongs to may be up to.
Oh, okay then. So, question: are you scrying on Elizabeth or Rain?
That's a $1 million question there. Hmm.
If I may say words good. If it's a phylactery, it's specifically tied to Elizabeth, isn't it? I don't think it was belonging to Rain at any point. Or at least very briefly.
True.
But,
True.
At least that's
but
just my
here's the
thinking on it, so if someone feel free to correct me who knows better.
And also,
yeah,
doesn't Scry take 10 minutes?
no, this is the deal he made with the hag. She gets scry for 3 times a day.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That means you can still, you can cast it,
Yeah.
but it's still 10
Okay.
minutes.
Still,
Yeah, it still has the cast.
It's still 10 minutes. You have to ritual cast this for 10 minutes.
Okay,
I'll just
no, you
regular
make
cast it for 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just regular cast it. My bad.
regular cast it. That's what I meant.
Right.
Okay,
So
then.
double
Thank you,
check.
Evan.
So before we continue, double check the wording on the spell.
All right, give me 1 second.
Because this potentially could be pretty insightful.
This is why I wondered why the shard didn't, use scrying on her husband. Because scrying is it is an exposition tool out the ass.
Yeah, just never thought about it. After my professor.
Know your spells as a wizard.
Yes.
Greatest asset.
Concentration.
So possession or garment is a -5. It's a -4 to the save. You have second-hand knowledge.
Oh, we have +1 modifier then.
So it kind of evens out to a +1 modifier for the save.
Okay.
And so she needs to succeed a 16. I can recall correctly. Needs to succeed a DC's.
Oh, I'm just saying, so the save modifier is to Rain's save, not the DC.
Right. Okay.
Okay, man.
Right. Okay. So she gains a +1 to her save.
Yeah.
Right.
Or Elizabeth, whatever the fuck.
All right. Let's up the stat sheet for Elizabeth. Okay. Your mind's eye sears into your forehead with a bout of stinging pain. Your vision goes dark. The rest of you see her eyes shoot open with a... Grunker. You see her eyes shoot open with a piercing pale light. Time seems to slow down for you, Deja. You're in a tall, dark chamber. Elegant, regal, Gothic arches reach high towards the ceiling. Silken red drapes hang from the ceiling and drift in the breeze slightly. That's what a fucking 5 does for you. And you see a crow caws and lands on the stone railing of a nearby balcony and observes the proceedings below. Despite the fact that its eyes are but empty sockets. You see a large round stone pool surrounded by offerings of roses and flowers. This isn't a pool of water though, it's a pool of crimson fluid. You're familiar with this, this is blood. There are a number of figures gathered around the pool. Some are dressed in fine noble clothes and dress coats and ballroom gowns, powdered faces. It's a celebratory atmosphere. There are also black-robed figures. Out of your peripheral vision, it's difficult to make out any details of the crowd, such as faces, due to the limitations of the spell. There are 2 nude figures laid on their backs in the pool, with their arms folded and their eyes closed. Neither one appears to be conscious, but you see some stirring. The first is a grey-skinned demon woman. The one next to her is a pale, thin, desiccated corpse of a human woman. Her skin is also porcelain white. It's almost translucent. And the few strands of her hair that have survived time and weathering are also pale white. There is a notable hole in the center of her chest. You hear chanting. And you hear the movement of parchment. Like the flicking of a page. Tethers of red energy are sprouting out from out of your view like rapidly growing tree branches or a series of veins. And they are siphoning black mist from the demon woman's body and kind of feeding it into the corpse. The chanting fades. There's a long silence as rainfall batters the windows outside. The eyes of the corpse open. And your vision cuts off.
Yara is in a very much cold sweat at what she just witnessed. Has an idea. Oh God. He's biting her nails nervously again. Shit. I think I need to contact somebody. Oh boy. He's gonna get up. I will talk to you later, Grunka. Thank you. Thank you for the necklace. I need some time to think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, welcome. You're welcome.
He nods and just slithers this by. Just
Okay.
I believe this is what we call an exposition panic attack.
quickly.
Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing as the jars kind of just bolts off?
Luca's just gonna sit there and just gonna go. Oh, okay.
I mean, they went off on their own, so we weren't around them. We didn't see this.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I think
See.
Sao would like to ask Arngrim for a bit of help with some sanctified bullets. Basically, all she needs for that is his aid with providing holy water and, you know, some level of lesser divining rune.
Well, he is in the tent, cooking food, toasting some meat for some crackers and cheese, a little bit of mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
Are you making a dwarven s'more?
Yeah,
I
crackers with
approve.
meat, cheese, and mushroom.
Yeah, meat, cheese, and crackers.
The only issue is about the size of your hand. It's not a s'more, it's just
I
a
mean,
sand.
that's an issue. That's an issue.
That's a smig.
It's just big.
Smeg.
Yeah, a big s'more.
Smeg.
Sao will just verbalize knock knock instead of,
Hello. Do we have the tent up anywhere?
I would imagine so. That's kind of been your routine every time you set up. You kind of
Oh,
set
I'm
up
in a
camp.
screen thing for visual reference.
Yes. Sure, I can grab you. Go ahead and continue. I'll set it up.
So he's just there, just barely hidden behind his divider, cooking on his little stove.
So, knowing about the Morbog and the possible creatures we might find there, I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Okay.
I know that
You're big.
I know that there's some enchantments you use or abilities that can ward off undead. I was wondering if you could help me make, for lack of a better word, sanctified ammunition.
You want me to bless some bullets of yours?
Yes, but not like these special ones you made for me.
You don't want me to make those?
Well, I do, but they're pricey for one. Because so far I haven't actually been able to find whatever you made them out of, so...
Oh, I made them.
Yeah, they're kind of precious to me.
Do you want more?
I do, but I would also like some sanctified, just because... You know... Not really worth shooting undead with, the good
Alright,
stuff.
you're saying these sanctified munitions. What do they do?
I'm basically asking if you have a bit out of character here. Sanctified ammunition just deals an extra D8 of radiant to undead and fiends.
Okay.
I already have like the incense and I do believe also holy water. Yes, I also have the holy water. I just need help with making them, and the cleric is, you know, the obvious pick.
Alright, so you want me to bless your bullets? Is that what you want me to do?
Basically,
Okay. I can do that. What do I need to do?
uh,
Do you just want me to do a good old blessing on it? Apply the holy water so it does the holy water when you shoot someone?
yeah, I've already purchased a bunch of stuff while I was in Dune Hollow, including incense, so I just, for lack of a better term, I'm not exactly divine.
I know. Okay,
like-
so...
I feel like I'm just talking in circles. Sorry.
No, it's okay. What exactly do you need me to make? Just vials of holy water?
What I need you to do is perform a ritual on some bullets so that, well, they become sanctified, you know, like sanctified hollow ground.
Okay. And I imagine these bullets, when you hit, a bastard with it, it will have more or less the same effects as me throwing one of me vials.
Basically. That's at least the thought behind it.
Alright. I'll either need quite a bit of silver from you, which I can powder, or you're gonna have to give me some valuable coins that I will then spend a while turning into silver, and you know.
Actually, and Sal sort of takes up from one of her hip bags.
Aha.
Already purchased and acquired a bunch of stuff, including the incense I mentioned. And she takes up holy water, incense, and then she sort of pats the bag a bit more, including erudite dust and runic catalysts.
Oh, okay, so you need me to do rune crafting, not perform a ceremony.
Well,
I have a magic ceremony I can do that I use to make holy water. You don't need me to do that. You need me to use reagents that you've got to make a rune.
this is where I'm gonna be a little confusing. Janner,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of agreed at one point that sanctified bullets are, best made by a cleric, because divinity.
Makes sense.
I'm not sure how to explain that.
I need your divine mojo.
Because components
Okay,
for making
above board, what the fuck am I doing to help? Am I rune crafting or am I making holy water?
So, I think what Saoyun wants is probably to make a lesser divining rune.
Yes. Now,
There you go. Okay.
main components for sanctified bullets are bullets themselves, obviously. 1 pound flask of holy water worth 25 gold, incense worth 400 and a lesser divining rune. I can't make divining runes.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
need
So rune
to.
crafting is the answer.
Yeah, you need.
Yes, you need me to runecraft.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yep. So essentially, what you need to do to make a lesser divining rune is a divination spell of 3rd level or higher.
Why divining runes?
Because we got rid of the kind of the other types of runes, the major kind of enhanced levels of runes, because that was too complicated. So we're just going by the basic schools of magic.
Alright, well, I can do that tomorrow.
Okay. It's simple enough to do. It's 4 hours to enchant with a DC 17 concentration check. Okay.
Alright.
Sorry for the confusion. It was kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
So they sit down and they talked for a while.
Yeah.
Arngrim finally understanding that you need him to make divining runes for you to imbue into ammunition.
Yeah.
That's why you have incense and all of these other things that he does not need for his ceremony spell, because you need him to make rune crafting.
There you go.
Easy peasy. He says he can get on that tomorrow. He has to prepare those spells.
Right. So, as you all kind of finish up meal prep for the evening, kind of gathered around the campfire to eat your evening meals, your dinner. Argrim's prepared. Saoyun, out of the corner of your eye, you notice 2 pinpoint green lights in the darkness, next to the kind of peeking around the tent.
Oh, she's outside the tent?
No.
I thought we were inside.
This is kind of fast forwarding to all of you kind of gathered around the campfire eating dinner.
Oh, I assume we eat inside like civilized people.
Oh well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I made a table!
Yeah, there you
There's a
go.
table in the tent,
So kind of
sheltered from the elements.
There's no campfire! There's a nice stove!
okay.
Civilized people, Jader.
Okay, so you gather around the table.
And I'm sure out the flat maybe, or something akin to that.
And you see, rather, Saoyun, behind you, you hear what sounds like.
Oh no, it's another triangle.
What sounds like scratching of cloth.
So I sort of
Oh no, I know what this is. Fuck.
looks over and then sort of tries to part the cloth.
There you see, sitting in the entrance of the flap,
Fucking cat again.
is a small black cat with large green eyes,
Bug-eyed motherfucker.
and held
Ugly ass bitch.
held in its mouth is what looks like some sort of rolled up parchment. And you,
Oh, that's probably for me.
and you,
Casually reaches down and gets it from the cat.
you kind of
Now just looks confused. Looks over to fucking Vellum and then just like, what?
Don't worry about it. Starts unrolling it.
it's just all you hear from the entrance. As it's
Tosses a bit of meat. There you go. He doesn't know it's not a real cat.
it happily chows down on I assume some semblance of fatty meats.
Highly salted.
Yes.
It's a good thing it's a familiar, or it might die from cholesterol.
As you unfurl this scroll, you see the familiar handwriting of a one Lucia Almorna.
I like how you automatically assumed it was for you.
I mean, who else is it gonna be for? Who else
Dear
knows about
Liska.
the fugly cat? Oh yeah, let's get
Everyone who has seen the film like that when it appeared last time.
Yeah, my brain's bad.
Ding.
And it was assumed
Yeah,
that Liska's the business.
Or you're egotistical.
No.
Or Vellum's just dumb.
Well, I mean, yes, but also Vellum was led to believe Liska's contract, quote unquote, was complete, but he had more to discuss. So this is likely a reply to that.
God damn it.
So,
Anyway,
what,
Don't you goddamn it me with your fugly ass cat, Doc.
do you want me to read it out, or do you want to?
go ahead.
Okay. By the way, am I quiet?
You're actually louder than normal. I had to turn you down.
Great. Well, that's the opposite of a problem. Anyway. To the esteemed members of the Hammerstrike Mercenary Group, I hope this letter finds you in good health. I am aware that receiving a letter from a seamstress without request may seem a bit unusual, but I assure you this message is not without purpose. My dear friend Dejar has informed me that your group will be travelling to the Moorbog. While I may not have ventured into these marshes myself, the Moorbog has served as an interesting case study. As you shall see, the extent of the necrotic energies within affect not only the environment, they can also affect the living. Unfortunately, my research hasn't yielded much, as written evidence on expeditions to the Moorbog are scarce. Likely due to the fact that those within typically do not come back out alive. Or rather, not as alive as they used to be. As such, I believe it may be worthwhile for me to extend some of my findings to you. I may not be able to directly aid in your group, but considering the circumstances, the more you all are informed, the better. It would weigh heavily on my conscience if one of your members met a terrible fate, and I did nothing to help. I digress. Here are some of my findings. They aren't much, but it's better than nothing. Under no circumstances should you allow too many undead to gather in one place. Destroy the corpses you make, or they will come back. Do not go into the waters of the Moorbog. No matter how enticing they may seem, once you wade in, you will never return to the surface. Your friends may start to act unusually, or unlike themselves if they remain in the lands for too long. Some spells can cure this, but the worse they feel, the more irreversible the effect. Above all else, I stress that the foul, unfettered necromancy that blights these lands will try its best to shatter your will. No matter how dire things may seem, no matter how desolate you feel, I urge you to cling on to any semblance of hope that you might have in your hearts. Steel your resolve and take care of one another when all seems lost. It could very well save you. Dreariness aside, I'm confident that you all are well able for this task. It's also assuring to know that some members of the Hammerstrikes have returned from the dead more alive than ever. Perhaps in time we'll meet again, and, of course, good luck in your pursuits. Yours sincerely, Lucia Olmona. P.S. Tell Vellum and Liska I said hi.
I assume Vellum would have been reading this out to everyone, and at the end of it, he's just like,
That's
carefully
on
rolls it back up.
you if you want to have it.
Well, you are the one that stole it.
But hey, once he realized it pertains to everyone, he started reading it all. He's like, oh wait, no, it's not just for me. And then he starts going through all that. Can we get out in a handout just so we have...
I believe.
Check party chat.
Yeah, Black Spice just posted in party chat.
Yeah, but party chat goes by a lot. Anyway,
No,
after
it's
that,
literally
you
the
just
most
sort of
recent
carefully... After that, he carefully rolls it up. And just goes, what a nice lady.
Mic problems. What were the last 5 words she said?
Good luck in your pursuits. Or pursuits, yours sincerely, Lucia Olmorna.
I think the PS was
Oh, there you go.
Hal, Liska, and Vellum.
Oh shit! It's in the.
Is the cat still there? Meowing and being all big-eyed?
It's currently chowing down on what looks like a piece of stray sausage.
All right. Liska is going to. She's going to look around. It's like, Vellum, do you have like? She makes like a motion, like a pen, like writing with a pen.
Hang on, somebody or something. It was a rummage, and I presume he can find the most basic amenity in existence: a pen and fucking parchment.
Yeah, I imagine ink quill, ink piece of parchment.
gotta doodle the designs down some. And just hands it over.
I mean, if you need,
might be a
if you
bit
need
small
like,
for you though.
oh, that's fine. So either that or like just charcoal. She doesn't.
Yeah.
I just picture her using her fingers to hold it instead of her hands.
Yeah. So she sits there. She like tears off a somewhat large, because she's huge, piece of parchment, and then like scribbles something on it for about, I don't know, 10 seconds. Then rolls it up and then like hands it to the cat.
Cat just takes it in its mouth as it gulps down the last of that sausage.
And then eats it.
And then she like gets another little bit of sausage, like, one for the road, and she like tucks it into the scroll.
That's just giving it incentive to eat the message.
The magical cat.
Bit
it
of parchment.
understands.
It smells like sausage.
This cat knows more than you do.
Yep.
You just hear a muffled.
Good cat creature thing.
Well, at
Then
least
she
we had a
sits
bit
back
more
down.
information going in there.
And it just very, very sort of uppity turns around, walks out of the tent, and you watch it vanish in a cloud of green smoke.
Magical
Fucking
creatures
magic.
are weird.
Thar just looks over to Vellum. What was that?
Oh, that was some kind of magic cat from that seamstress the Liska and I met in Cliffspire. Lovely lady. She's working on an elf. I think you had something. You got something from it, didn't you, Liska?
Mm-hmm. She's
Yeah,
a demoness lady.
Yeah, and that cat popped up before. It's correspondence. Yeah. That's when Bellum's so jaded. It's just like, oh, a poofing ugly cat. Well, I mean, that's normal.
Like I said, poofing ugly cat and Vadmi appeared on the map.
That's
I know.
ironic.
Man, this tent doesn't feel as big as it used.
To
does
be
seem a
fair,
little
we're
smaller.
holding one. We're holding one, a large-sized creature, two small-sized creatures, technically, because Vadmi
It's
is.
full of mediums. Yeah.
It's because
Is
every,
it properly scaled?
it should be. I mean, it's probably because everyone's using their like large pogs.
Well, I mean, it was never meant to be mahoosive.
Mahoosive.
Who's Your orcish is showing.
It's British showing.
You mean Welsh?
Well,
All right. Does anyone want to do anything else?
I'm good. We can probably do your famous narrative wrap-ups.
Okay. So, you all head to bed. The night passes uninterrupted. Thankfully. You all come to wakefulness the next morning. And I imagine Arngrim's going to start the process of doing his sanctified bullets. So we can probably do that first. Arngrim, do you have a third level scrying spell? That's not scrying spell. Divination spell prepared.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting in and out.
Do you have a third level divination spell, third level or higher, prepared for the next morning?
Let me just go ahead and swap off some stuff. I do now.
There you go. Okay, so as you sort out everything for the rune crafting ritual to come, go ahead and make me a DC 17 concentration check.
Okay.
If you wish to prepare anything to help with that, you can do so.
Now's the point where I'll turn to Sao Yun and be like, yo, give me that enhanced ability.
Yes, Sao is gonna help because she's not about to let him just do all his things on his own. And enhanced ability is, you know,
Here you go.
you get that wisdom. Or con. Fuck. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I got advantage on that. I will go ahead and
There's endurance.
do that sick nasty goddamn guidance. And constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Advantage.
Hey.
Oh, there you go.
19.
19. And with that, you craft a lesser divination rune over the course of 4 hours. Kind of getting up in the early hours of the morning to do this. After you've kind of prepared breakfast, and you have all the necessary components to craft 5 sanctified bullets.
Ah, yeah.
5?
Yeah, sanctified / defiled are only crafted in batches of 5 because they're very specialized, and one deals radiant and the other deals necrotic.
Normally I'm used to like 10s or 20s, so it just threw me off. So that's just something that you apply onto a bullet, right?
Kind of. Once the process begins, I spend 2d10 days, and then the bullets are done. And then I have 5 sanctified bullets. I custom craft my ammunition for special effects.
We could certainly refine those amounts if you like, but we'll do that after session.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you prepare to head off the next day, we'll say you set off on a narrative moment. Let's see.
Don't get too ahead now. We got another week before we. Yeah.
So about 2 more days go by. I'll stick that on the calendar as
And I'll
well.
be making my holy water in the meantime. So
Yep.
2 additional days.
Nice. 2 days go by uninterrupted. And the thoughts of what you've experienced so far plays in your mind. And as the road opens up wider, you're going to trundle past a small forest thicket into a wider open series of plains. Tall golden grasslands open up before you for many, many, many miles around. The cold chill of the wind picks up. And at that moment, more than ever, it becomes obvious that you're in the last days of summer here. Some ways off the road, Sayun, you see a few hundred feet away, hidden among a number of natural rocky formations, is a tall cairn of stones situated on a hill.
Yeah. So I was going to point that out to Arngrim, because that looks like something he'd be interested in.
What am I being pointed at?
Cairn.
Big giant stone structure.
Or you can care or you can care not.
Fuck you, that was alright. Well, you know what it is. It's that time again. Time for history with Mason's tool to expertise aid you in identifying Stone's building date of construction and its purpose, along with insights into who might have built it.
All right. So,
Give me that super history.
familiar sight to hold on. But familiar sight to all of you as you just see his tank kind of drift off the side of the road. Much like what happened with the tower, you just see him kind of eventually kind of drift off the side of the road, and then he just starts bolting straight for that strange structure. And funny enough, these roads here are much less travelled than the ones you've previously been to. You can see it's a lot of it's kind of grown over. Some parts of the road are difficult to pinpoint before you kind of actually get back onto the road and you find yourself again. And Angrim, as you venture closer, you can see this cairn of stones seems to be a lot more weathered and ancient. Wind has sort of blasted it for so long that some of the former shapes of these stones have been lost. Most anyone would see these as just natural stones, but it's only after that Saryun's kind of pointed this out to you that notice that these may have been put here on purpose. This cairn, it's a lot larger than the cairn circle to the wild spirits where Liska fought the massive dire bear. This is almost as big as for like a real life comparison, this is almost as big as Stonehenge. Okay. There are four tall obelisk-like formations which have gathered moss and dirt over centuries. Upon each of them, from what you can tell with your with your history check there, there's patterned etchings, and the wind has kind of blasted them to near illegibility. And as you study them, you can somewhat read them. These are giant runes.
I can read that. I know giant.
Yes, you do.
Great.
And in the centre of this cairn is a massive 20-foot long, kind of 10-foot wide stone slab, situated in the dirt. Weeds and grass have kind of grown over it, and it's mostly been reclaimed by nature. Saryun, you would otherwise not notice it except that you can feel the kind of hard surface as you walk over it. You see, Angrim, pictures are inscribed into this stone. Both these runes and the pictures seem to describe the natural four elements and their connections to the elemental planes.
Very neat.
What do you make of this, Angrim?
Reminds me of almost like a religious ritual site, talking about the elements and the importance of them within the plane and the known world. Sort of a basic analysis of the spheres of influence.
You want to say elemental spheres of influence? As she just sort of points up to the apex of each obelisk.
I wonder if there's something that could happen here.
Because I can see symbols, and she sort of points to each of them.
Am I roboting, or is that just Ducky?
It's just Ducky for me.
Yeah, Ducky for me.
Am I coming through?
Yep, I can hear you.
There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was pointing to each of the obelisks where there's a symbol. of some sorts. Like those?
But yes, there is magical symbols here and giant Akteshi runes. I'm thinking perhaps, well, this could either be a place of power where if you summon the proper elements something may happen, or it's a mundane place simply of education and spiritual importance.
Hungry. It's okay.
Hello. Is there any text anywhere?
Text? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're covered in faded runes in giant.
Giant, okay.
Yeah.
Anything about anything in elemental?
From what kind of Sayun and Nargrim points out to you, can't see anything in Ignan, Primordial, nothing Terran. In fact, Arngrim, go ahead and make either a perception or an investigation check.
May I make an investigation, again with my Mason's tool, gain additional insights when inspecting areas within stone structures?
You certainly can.
And I would like to flash of genius that.
There you go, making use of that. You've not used it yet.
Yeah, I've been sort of meaning to, but I had a read on it, and basically, when you make your roll, Arnold, you can add my intelligence modifier, which is +4.
So I gain +4, 1d4 +4, and with the tools, are you giving me advantage for that or no?
I will say sure, yes.
Okay. I want to just assume again. Investigation, advantage, 1d4 plus. Oh boy. So 9, because it's already there, +4, and you know what? I will use my daily due of one of these boys for the Thread of Fate, and instead have it potentially be this. I'll take that instead.
Well, there you go. Okay. You have trouble trying to initially find the meaning of these strange runes, but as you focus on that thread of fate within you, they almost seem to realign into a more legible understanding. The runes themselves seem to talk about the elements in an educational sense, specifically the studies of mastering them, bending and breaking them to one's will. One obelisk describes fire and the unpredictability of mastering it, about what it means to be tamed. Another speaks of the fluidity of water, how it can be shaped and changed at will. Another tells of air as a force of the skies, how one can bring down great shattering bolts of thunderous lightning upon one's foes. The last one speaks of the sturdiness of earth, about how one can crush and bludgeon enemies to death or open up geysers and spew toxic fumes.
Interesting.
Very warlike and sort of almost threatening messaging to these runes.
As the giants were. It all adds up. So it's describing what is it? Is it describing specific runes that can do these things, or are there runes describing the importance and power of doing these things?
Describing the importance and power of the elements itself, and sort of describing how the elements can do these things.
Awesome, but nothing instructable for me to learn how. Correct?
Not Nothing that you would know. Nothing that you would be able to glean from this that implies that.
Okay. Unfortunate, but understandable. So it's just an age-old relic. An educational facility. Showing
And
the power of magic.
Something about those symbols at the apex of the obelisks that with an 18, something that makes you wonder.
I'm having a big think. A big think. Maybe I'm supposed to mimic those things. I wonder if I have that power.
Everyone else
Can I do that?
Everyone else can feel free to chime in however they so please.
I'm trying to think, but I'm also not trying to, absolutely force it with other things like, another flash of genius or enhance ability and the like.
No. I can come up and just look around.
I'm gonna make an investigation of my own as Sao is sort of walking around the perimeter.
Sure.
And yes, I'm gonna use Flash of Genius again because now I know what to look for, kind of.
Okay.
And that is invest. Oh, I forgot to talk with disadvantage. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so 22 is what it is.
Plus 4.
26. No.
26. Yeah.
Give me that juicy.
Making use of that flash of genius. Good. Great. You can see what looks like as you kind of push away some of the moss that's kind of gathered there over possibly centuries. You're not sure how old this thing is. You can see what looks like small divots, channels, if you will, that kind of stem either up through the surfaces of these obelisks and up to the strange runes at the apex, or possibly down from the apex. It's difficult to tell which ways they might flow, but these are certainly channels, weathered over many years.
Sao sort of leans over so she can see Arngrim and then sort of whistles at him. And sort of makes it a motion to come over here for a moment.
I come over there for a moment.
Look at this. And with that, Sao traces these grooves or lines with her finger. These span the entire thing. Maybe there's something we need to do to them? Put an element to an element?
I just said that.
Well, Sao sort of looks back to where he was and then where she is. Yes, but let's just share ideas for a moment.
I think if we all, well, it might not even have to be all, if we put elements into the respective elements, something cool will happen. That's my impressive insight, and that's what I would do to flex on students trying to learn the arcane arts.
Might be a good one. Now, Gronka obviously has the fire.
As do I have some fire.
How would we
And get
fill each of
water.
the others?
If I need. We have to have earth. And what was the other one? Air?
I can do air.
Okay. water. See, so Granka's got fire, you've got air. Let me just check. Oh ho. Ho. Yep, I can do water. And the last one is stone. Well, actually, I can give my power to do water to Liska. Goes over to Liska. Would you be able to use my alchemy jug?
Why? Y'all have been just kind of standing there looking around, just like muttering to yourselves for a while. What's going on?
So, we think that if you put elements into each of these big fancy rocks, with some magical runes up top that have an element to them, you match like with like, something neat'll happen. It's an ancient, giant, like the type, not the fucking size.
I mean, it's both.
Magical, yeah, true. Magical place. And there might be something powerful here if we all work together.
So you want to restart a magic giant thing in the middle of nowhere that you don't know if it's good or bad?
Huh. I was caught up in the magic with Sayun that I forgot to think about that. Sayun, what do you think I'd do?
Yeah, let's kind of like calls over, like, do you think it's a good or bad thing?
Sao just looks to one of the obelisks for a moment and looks back. I'll be real here. This may or may not be a summoning circle for elemental stuff.
He's talking about the elements and the elementals. Do you want to kill some elementals and get their magic parts?
Sao just blinks
This
a
his
little.
eyebrows just kind of raise
Wag,
up, down,
like-
up, down, up, down.
I feel like you were all so preoccupied with if you could, but you didn't think if you could.
I was about
I know
to
I
say-
could.
Listen here, you murder-happy dwarf. If we summon a creature, we have no idea what kind of element it might be, how big or powerful it might be. It might be a tiny whiff of fucking fart. Or, and Sao sort of looks over to Gronka, being reminded of the giant fucking earth ice thing we fought before Crowfus. Or it might be a big fucking thing that could, decide to pick up your tank and throw it.
Well, if it could do that, we're fucked anyway. But if we manage to kill it, think of all the magic bits.
Doesn't even
Oh,
know what it could have, just magic.
Guys, just looking at the obelisks at this point.
Sao
I
Sao
ain't
just
hearing
looks
about
to
it.
Liska. Sao looks
the
to
lace
Liska.
sparks!
Sao looks to Liska with a sort of mild, questioning look. Like, Sao is on the fence on whether or not to, but she wants, input from a huntress, an actual, hunter of big things. Like, should we?
Liska shrugs, like, I mean, we've all killed something big and elemental before.
Right, let's gather up the party and hold a vote.
Show of hands up in the air. Who wants to kill potentially an elemental thing and either get some kind of blessing or magical monster bits for magical weapons and armor?
Like, Liska raised her hand, but just like, again, we don't necessarily know if we need to kill it yet. But, if something happens.
It might just bless us for being proficient in the elements.
So, I'd be okay with finding one, but unless it's a fire one, because that'd be kind of awkward.
Well, figured
I'm
out what
okay
this
with
is,
it.
I guess might be a good idea in case somebody else tries messing with it and they're not as prepared. And if it's bad, we can just do something to make sure it can't be used again.
Yeah.
Fine with it.
All right. Let's try.
And leave off there. Because
Yeah.
we'll return.
And let's leave off there.
Okay. We'll come back next to kicking some statues' ass.
I won't lie. I'm mildly terrified of this because this is like primordial elemental shit.
Yeah. Primordial elemental ritual of multiple elements.
Nothing can go wrong.
For sure, nothing will go wrong whatsoever.
What can go wrong?
Yeah, see that casually.
Listen, he's a violent dwarf.
I mean, yeah.
Ongrim is Ongrim, that's fine. I'm just saying. Wait,
Oh, I'm gonna go around, guys. Sorry
Okay.
I haven't been as engaged today.
Yeah, no worries.
Go take care.
that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording then in 3, 2, 1.
Papa boy.